Yeah, man, my fault. I was saying all of that. I was saying that to myself. Yeah, I ain't hear nothing I said. I said shout to Ice, shout to Connor, shout to Wu Pig, shout to Pod Throwing. I see you say you about to jump on the flitter tonight. Hey man, I'll be back in Brooklyn soon. Shout to Ice, man. I was basically saying I said a whole lot, man, but I'll slow it down. Shout to Ice. I know he had me on TikTok, and I'm saying shout to you. You know I'm finna throw you the link. Shout to Connor, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I'll be seeing your content with Gary. You know what I'm saying? Nets fans is the best fans. You know what I mean? The fan base is growing and growing, and I peak game. You know what I'm saying? So keep it going. Feel me? Shout to Wu Pig. He a Thunder fan. You know what I mean? He pull up. You know what I'm saying? You know we talk hoop, so he pull up. And again, I was saying that's what I was trying to. My soliloquy was basically talking about how Trevor Hendry, the assistant coach on the Brooklyn Nets, but in the summer league, he was the head coach. Trevor Hendry was saying that we need to play the same way the Thunder play, get the players. You know what I'm saying? That they got. Um, and I just look at it like, all right, I respect it. You know what I mean? I respect the fact that you wanna, do things the same way. You know what I'm saying? It's done. I get it. I ain't tripping on that. You know what I'm saying? I respect it actually. And, you learn the game from what you see. So I ain't tripping on that. What up though, Joey? What's good, bro?
What's up? What's up? What's up, fam? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. I'm just looking at it like we 0-2, man. I'm trying to see when we gonna get that next win. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh man, come on, Breeze, man. You killing me, man. You sound like these dudes on Twitter, bro.
Nah, I'm just saying, man. I just think that I do want to see them win. Yeah, I see Diego developing in three, but honestly, I want to see him get to the paint. You 6'8". I don't care. Like, why is the philosophy for a 6'8" point guard to only take 3-pointers or take more
Yeah.
3-pointers than 2-pointers?
No,
I'm
I
I'm
will.
missing me. I'm missing
I
me with
will
that,
say
bro.
that. I will say that. I just want to say something real quick, man. Listen, um, we gotta understand, right? And this goes to social media, especially on X. There's a difference between constructive criticism and you just shitting all over a guy. Like, if I'm watching basketball, right, and I'm saying, and I'm like, yeah, well, Denham need to work on his handle, and he, like you said, Breeze, he need to get to the rack. He need to be more assertive and more aggressive. That's not me shitting on him. That's constructive criticism. That doesn't mean I still don't like Denham, right? So now, if I'm saying, oh shit, is this the number 8 pick, Sean Marks pick? Why did Sean Marks pick him at 8? See, I told
Uh-huh.
you this guy ain't gonna be shit in the league.
I, I'm
That's a
with you, Joey.
difference, huh?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, bro. I think that fans are too. They try to make the podcasting bigger, the talking, the media bigger than basketball. So fast to have a steadfast opinion and just
Right. It's like niggas be fiending to be right so much. Like,
right. It's
chill.
like,
Like,
yeah, they
because
want to
because
be.
you're gonna wind
Yeah,
up making, hold on real quick, Breeze. You're
go
gonna
ahead, go ahead,
wind
talk
up
your
making
shit,
an
Joey.
ass out of yourself. And I'm not talking about you, Breeze, or anybody in
Nah, go
particular.
ahead,
I'm
bro.
speaking in general layman terms. You're gonna wind up making an ass about yourself. The same guys that killed fucking Ace Bailey on the fucking first game because he didn't play good was on his fucking nuts the second game he played good. You feel what I'm
Uh,
saying? Y'all always flip flopping with that bullshit. Y'all wait till a
go
motherfucker to not play good and try to fucking force a narrative about a
ahead.
player you don't fucking like. And it's nasty work. Let this shit pan out, man. Let it pan out, bro. It's summer
Yeah,
league, y'all. What are we
true.
doing?
No,
I mean,
listen, Joey. I'm with you, bro. You make it again. The reason why I agree is because again, you take away from basketball, trying to be media pundits, trying to judge him so quickly. Like, bro, like take it easy.
bro, nobody is right all the time. Listen, you could be the most knowledgeable ball knower ever. You're not going to be right all the time, my G. You're just not. It's going to be things and people that's going to pop that we didn't expect. And there's going to be things that's
Right.
going to happen that we didn't expect. There's going to
But
be
that's
players
the
that's going to become stars in this draft that we didn't expect.
right. But that's what I'm saying. That's us agreeing that big basketball is bigger than the media. The media tries to be bigger than basketball, wants to always be like you said. I'm just reiterating, like you
Bro,
gotta
bro,
watch
I'm
the
not even
game. You
talking
don't have
about
to. You don't. And you
I'm
like
not
you
even
don't.
talking
They try to predict it so much. Like so, if
right.
it don't happen the way they want it, then they not satisfied. Like bro,
Right,
like
but
you
but but
gotta.
but Breeze is bleeding over into the fandom though, because these pundits act like that. Is a bunch of fans that see that and they try to mimic this bullshit and put this shit on social media. Like, bro, like, come on, I get it. I didn't get every pick that I wanted. That don't mean I'm gonna sit back and nitpick and shit on every guy that we selected because I didn't
Now
get my
let's
fucking way in the draft. Like,
hold
some of
on,
y'all need to
Joey.
grow up.
Let's run it, Joey. We gonna this is Nets Twitter. We gonna see what the comments look like for Nets Twitter. He's for Brooklyn Nets cast got some good Nets news. Nothing negative, nothing negative. Representing Drew Timmy. You know what I'm saying? Drew Timmy been hooping, like making the rookies look like yo, welcome to the league, man.
I like
Um,
Drew Timmy, and I might be in the This might be an unpopular opinion, but I like watching Drew Timmy play basketball. I know some guys don't like him. Oh, he's not an NBA player. He's unathletic. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. I don't care. I enjoy watching Drew Timmy play basketball. Me personally, he knows how to play
facts,
the game.
facts. And again,
I
Nets
don't care.
Twitter,
And then
man.
they went, well, Drew Timmy's supposed to play like that. I mean, he's 24 years old. It's like niggas always gotta
No,
find an angle to try to discredit somebody. Like,
no, but what I'm saying is again, I try to not even do that because again, like we can miss a lot of basketball talk. And the basketball talk that I'll be trying to explain to the y'all more fans more than anything is that Drew Timmy is what he is because he take more 2 pointers than 3 pointers. Y'all making all of these players take all more 3 pointers, which is a low percentage shot, a lower percentage
mm,
shot than a 2 pointer. Look at the and that's why I said look at the shot attempts, and that's why I pulled up the shot chart and I showed the shot chart to show where he was taking his shot attempts.
right.
He was in
So,
the paint, he was around the rim, he took 3 pointers, but he took 4 3 pointers.
who are
You
you
got
talking
you
about,
got
Dimmitt?
the no, I'm talking about no, I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about Timmy.
Oh yeah, Timmy balled out. But the thing is like he did that against Saraf, who was a number 2 pick. But then people would downplay him and say, well, he only
Oh,
did that
Alex,
because
sorry, you
of his
talking about. I know
age.
you're talking about.
Like, come on, like y'all gonna always have something to say. Like, just be like, yo, the dude did his thing. Even Kendrick Perkins gave him his props.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like again, my thing is, I'm not somebody that's looking for negative just to point it out and say this and that. I said I ain't like Saraf. Saraf had six
Right,
assists. Guess what? I like Saraf.
right.
If you're gonna have 6 assists, then I like you as a fan. You know what I mean?
Well,
I feel
I'm gonna
like
say
that's
this.
what.
I don't care for Saraf either, right? And but I'm not gonna sit here and be like he ain't gonna be shit in the league and he not gonna have an NBA career. So my knocks on Saraf is, and this is a knock on Demon too. They have to work on their handle, and they have a problem with physicality. That's not saying that I'm not saying that they might not get better at it. This is just something I see. To me, Nolan Trayor is the only point guard that we got right now out of those three who seems to do well with physicality and pressure. Both of
Yeah. Yeah,
both
but he gotta. I think. See, he needs to learn how to finish at the rim a little more. You know what I mean?
true.
But besides that, I think that somebody like Claxton would be good for Nolan Trayor because he may not have to finish around the rim when you got Clax right there. If you drawing two guys with the weak side defender coming to block your shot, you learn how to, get that little scoop dump off. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That'd be good for you and Clax. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, to your point, I am looking at the upside and harping on that and being more of a content creator or creator, you know what I mean? Content creator that discusses the upside. Yeah, I'm gonna point out the other things, but I'm gonna, acknowledge the things that I think should be player developed in this very first season. You know what I'm saying? Because we seen player development. You know, I've been watching player development because
Right, right,
but it
right,
wasn't just Cam Thomas. It was Cam Thomas. It was Kessler Edwards. It was Dayron Sharp. It was DDJ. You feel what I'm saying? It was a lot of young players. All of
right,
them didn't pan out. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
So I
But
agree with you though.
you
I'm
feel what
not
I mean?
really high on Saraf either. I didn't like the pick. I'm not high on him, but I'm not gonna sit here and
Nah,
try
but
to.
6 assists is 6 assists though. You feel
Right.
what I'm saying? So
True.
that's my thing. My thing is I'm looking for the upside in the assist turnover ratio.
No,
You know,
I'm just saying. I see some goods with his game. I'm just saying it. Just I would have picked somebody else, but I'm not going to sit here and bash him because of it. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and say he's not going to have an NBA career. He's not going to be shit in the league because I didn't like the pick or because he's not putting up star numbers in fucking summer league like some people do. You feel me? That's the
yeah.
only
Now
thing I'm saying.
I'm with you. Let's go through. Let's see if this all you know, let's see what the fans are saying about the Nets. Is that Nets fans? He said he was a vocal the entire game, watches every move, every possession on D. He was calling out to teammates, making sure everyone was in the right spot. How does it not excite you to see someone who's 19 with this level of maturity and potential in his game? I'm see, this is a good comment right here. You know what I'm saying? This is
Right,
this is what I'm saying. Like I appreciate this comment right here because he's talking about the being a playmaker on the defensive side of the ball. And I think that get overlooked. Everybody when they consider playmaking, they think offensively playmaking. But with this Nets fan, that Nets fan, you know what I'm saying, what he pointed out is that he could play make on defense. If you every possession on D, he was calling out to teammates, making sure everyone was in the right spot. That's you kind of like the point guard on defense too. You feel what I'm
right,
saying? Like, so I'm saying I acknowledge these things too because I totally agree with this. That's why you feel me, we putting emphasis on it. But this is what we need on Twitter. This is what we need. We need more of this opposed to, you know what I'm saying, people trying to critique them about the
right, bro. And
negative
again,
side.
I'm not sitting up here trying to act like a Nazi. I'm not sitting up here saying that you're not supposed to criticize players because I criticize Demon on Twitter and I criticize what's the Saraf because I'm like, yo, they gotta get better with they handle. They gotta improve their handle and they gotta improve they physicality, especially going to the rim.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean I'm
they
I'm,
could
I'm
learn
up
that
here
from
saying
Cam
that
Thomas.
they trash and they shouldn't have been picked. You know what I mean? Like, come on, what are we doing?
No, 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 I'm not saying that. I'm saying, remember, I said Jordy Fernandez see the game through a point guard eyes. He went out and got 3 point guards. He has something to do with these players. I do think they really wanted Fierce or Dylan Harper. I'm gonna keep it tall with you. But at the end of the day, that didn't happen. They did get three to implement, the part of the offense they want to run. But at the end of the day, they gotta remember that Drew Timmy is what he is because he taking more 2 pointers and 3 pointers. They need to look for Wolf more in the paint. The same way they looking for Timmy, they need to look for Wolf more. They need more paying offs with Wolf. Get him more involved. I don't like him only taking 5 shots, and it was
It,
only
it,
five.
it
And it
just right. I
five
agree
three
with you.
pointers. Like you gotta come on, man. He could do better than that. You know
He
what I'm
got he
saying?
got he got to assert himself more. When I'm looking at the games, it seems like Timmy and what's the Etienne, what's this good guard name with the
Yeah,
braids? It
it's
seems
in
like
it.
they asserting themselves more. I don't know if it's because they're like, older players.
Trying to get that money.
Yeah,
That
but
NBA money, that NBA money is $2 million on a contract, a 2-way contract, and that G League money I think is $40,000. And you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's the love of the game, but 2 million and 40,000,
so
like,
so let
bro.
me ask you a quick question, Breeze. Do you think Timmy is an NBA player?
Um, I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say because you put him, he's somebody that you put on the bench. He make that second unit pay. The G League, in my opinion, is the best of the second unit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you could get you know what I'm saying, on the in the eighth man, ninth man, 10th man role, you know what I'm saying? And Timmy, do I want him to be eighth, ninth, 10th man? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm putting Timmy in there because you know what I mean, you could run the offense from the inside of the paint. He gave you that option. A lot of these players, they're gonna give you the same thing. Jordy Fernandez, he make Jordy Fernandez one dimensional. True Timmy makes the Brooklyn Nets two dimensional. Because now we got somebody that could score inside of the paint. 90% of the Brooklyn Nets offense is ran above the 3-point line. This is what I don't like. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I wish they would change it up and you know what I mean, make 40, I would say 45 to 65%, depending on the game, but 65% the most. You gotta have a 3-point as a threat to an extent. But case in point is you know, I want to see more inside of the paint, inside of the 3-point line offense. Run more
Right.
action there. You run, you know what I'm saying? You run the action there. You know what I mean? It puts the defense in a situation where you got to close out. You give the shooters more space. But if the shooters know you ain't gonna go to the paint, they're gonna stay close to the 3-pointers. And now
Exactly.
every jump shooter gotta have a contested shot. You know what I'm saying? Timmy puts you in a situation where you don't have a contested shot. The shooters have more space to shoot, more vision, you know what I mean, to see the rim. You know what I'm saying? Without a
Yeah,
hand against
I always say that though. It keeps the defense honest though, for sure.
well, shout to Orange Spiegel Leaf in the chat. He threw a super chat. I'm finna throw the link in the chat. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to Leaf 4788. That's his handle, you know what I mean, on YouTube. Shout to Beeman Boy. Shout to Joey BK for starting the show with me. Shout to Orange Spiegel. You know what I'm saying? Shout to Woo Pig. Shout to Big Priest. Kinda again, man. Nets fans, we the best fans. Y'all see the fan base growing, man. Yeah. See, we pushing content like the bigger, you know what I'm saying, teams in the NBA.
Word.
We
And it's
starting to push more content. We you know what I'm saying? Content is we getting busy, you know what I
right.
mean? Like we out here, you know what I'm
And
saying?
another thing, it's like everybody who we didn't pick, once they have one good game, like Noah Singh had a good game today. Everybody, well, see, we should have picked. I told you, John Mark should have picked Noah Singh. Oh, you got these guys. Like what happened to the other games when Noah Singh ain't showed up? Y'all was killing him. Now all of a sudden we should have picked him once he had a good game. Like y'all gotta stop that shit, man. Like this shit is nasty, bro. Like god
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, again, that's why I like Ice content. You know what I'm saying? Ice, he was pretty much optimistic about talking about the upside of the players before they
My bad, y'all can hear me?
got to the draft. Yeah, before we got to the before they got to the draft, and you know what I'm saying. I just think for the most part that you know I want to learn about the game and this and that. I got an interview this week too, man. I'm gonna surprise y'all with that. That's coming soon though. That's a fact. It's gonna be a dope one too, man. I need y'all to all tune in for that. But yeah, man, shout to Ice on the panel, Leaf on the panel, Big Priest on the panel. You know what I'm saying? You see me and Joey started the show, you know what I'm saying? And I agree. I just want to say when I pass out the ball, I agree with that, you know what I mean? And that's why I put it in the title. Like it wasn't to bash the players to say that to be 0-2, we trash, yada yada, whoop de whoop. It's to say that, yeah, I understand that it's focal, the focal is player development, but I do want to win with that. You know what I mean? Make me feel like the player developing is developing. You know what I mean? So, but you know, with that, I'm gonna pass it to Ice first because he joined the panel first. Shout out to Ice, man. Heavy on TikTok. You know what I mean? Subscribe to his YouTube. Just Ice, just tell him your handle before we get into it.
Yo, y'all know my handle, Iceman the Don, you know what I'm saying? And the tip off of Brooklyn Nets podcast everywhere, you heard?
All right. Yo, Ice. In your estimation, man. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about uh they handle, man? Let's just keep it real. Like what's up with they handle, man? What you, son they need to work on?
Oh
You
yeah,
see,
definitely.
okay.
I think for them, right? Prayor and Yegor. right? I think for them playing in this NBA, they see the guys are a lot more physical, like Joey saying, and a lot more quicker. You know what I'm saying? They're not used to someone pressuring them that much. Yegor had a little bit of that in his college at BYU. He had trouble. That's why his stock dropped down. He had the same trouble in BYU while he's getting pressured by smaller players. But these dudes are more physical and faster. So now I'm thinking they're starting to see what they got to deal with. And also, the coaching staff should see what they got to deal with. As we said, all these guys are pick and roll guys, and they not really setting no pick and roll, so they struggling. And even when I was live on TikTok, guys would come in and chat and say, like, bro, what is up with y'all coaching staff? You see these dudes struggling to bring the ball up. They should set a screen or a pick for them, you know what I'm saying, to help them out. And they not doing that. So it makes them look worse. But I think it's a good and a bad thing. They got to see, like, this is what I got to deal with in my career, and now I got to fix this problem. And also, the coaching staff should see, like, all right, these guys really do need pick and roll. We got, you know what I'm saying, implement that more to help these guys get to where they got to go, because that's the style of play.
Hold on the pick and roll. I seen Saraf do a midi, a pull up, one dribble pull up. Do you think he benefit off that pick and roll from that pull up? You think he got that midi pull up?
Yes, Saran does have a mini pull up, but he's not consistent. He can get ISO buckets at times, but he's not consistent in doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, off the pick and roll, not off the ISO, off the pick and roll.
Yeah, on pick and roll. Yeah, all them can maneuver off pick and roll. You know what I'm saying? That was the benefit of drafting.
Yo, Ice, can I ask you a question? Because you see Saraf more than me, and I watched him shoot in the summer league.
Yo, hold on, PT on the plane, yo, shout out to PT. We in the sky, you heard? yo, this the realest shit ever, bro. Yo, nah, seriously, bro. Yo, he's straight from there, bro. So hold on. You agree with us about Saraf? You agree with us about Saraf, about him on that PNR? That's what Ice was saying.
Saraf in two games he scored 9 points. He's not a real player, yo.
Oh man. All right. So who you like? What you seen? You seen it with your eyes. You know what I'm saying? We seen. I halfway seen it, seen highlights. You know what I'm saying? Like what up close? Who give you that feel that they ready?
Nolan Traore is the real deal. Like he's the real deal. He's the only thing that could go wrong with him is that the organization can mess with him, and if the organization messes with him, plays around with that point guard position, puts him on the bench, then that's gonna hurt him. My whole thing is, if you have that level of talent, why didn't you believe your eyes the first game?
And so hold on. So when you how many minutes you think he should be playing in this preseason? You think he should be starting? Like where you see him at?
I think he's better than Demon. He's every bit the athlete that Fears was, but New Orleans is empowering Fears. They're giving him the ball. They're letting him play. The Nets are playing these little DB games, like halfway. Yeah, let's try this guy. Let's start this guy. Let's do this. And you know what I'm saying? That never works. It's like in football when they say when you got two quarterbacks, you got zero quarterbacks. That's what the Nets have. The Nets have 0 point guards because of the silly ass move they made. I don't know if y'all saw Noah Senge today. Noah's a beast. Noah's a beast. That's 2 back-to-back double-doubles. Like just cleaning Indiana's clock today. And I've watched way too much basketball, but that was an easy move. You either pick Maluach or you pick Senge. And picking Demeen, it's not that Demeen is a bad player. It's just, like I said, you got 3 point guards. One of them is inexplicable. And the other thing is, I don't know if you guys saw Hugo Gonzalez. Hugo Gonzalez is a beast. Like, they dropped the ball with that too. And if they wanted to get someone in that caliber, why not get Demeen's teammate that they already have chemistry with? I'm telling you, gentlemen, Sean Marks is a moron.
You see, PT, Yo, y'all see Orange comment. He said Nets could have drafted Ben Saraf and Noah and Singh teammates in Germany. Damn, that would
Yeah,
have been dope.
they could have put them two together, but they never ran a pick and roll together. They didn't do that in Germany. Like so they didn't
Okay.
run plays for Sarah. I mean, they didn't run plays for Asenge. Asenge just rebounds, putbacks, dribble drives, 3 pointers. It wasn't like they were apparent, but it's not that I'm against the kid. I hope I'm wrong. I'm just telling y'all what I saw. He's slow. You don't,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? But he's strong as fuck though. Yo, he reminds me of Toko Shengali. I don't know if y'all remember him, but he's strong
Yeah, I
and
remember him.
he's like he got those shoulders. That's how he did
Right.
that spin move on the first game. He shocked. He shocked. I forgot. I'm forgetting teams now, but he shocked them and scored that. Did that spin and dunked it. Uh,
The
then, but that was the only bucket he made the whole game. Like, you
thing.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's
I
like,
can't call it, bro.
yo,
I remember Coco Beware, man.
yo,
I ain't remember.
you're playing against teenagers and G League guys that's trying to make it into the league. You know what I'm saying? And if you
Facts.
can only score,
NT, you
if you can
don't think
only
NT
score
ain't
nine
putting up too
points,
many shots? NT he getting his off.
who's that? Etienne?
Yeah. He made the roster, he got a contract.
Two-way. He on a two-way.
Two-way jump. Yeah,
I
he
mean,
don't care if the
he's
rookie's trying to get
older.
this shit off. He be taking the most shots.
I
Word. Yo, PT.
He
You
gone,
Yo,
got to
bro.
be
PT
careful when
was
you see these
rocking with us to the
24-year-old.
clouds, bro. Yo, PT, man.
Nigga, PT pulled off, man. The plane pulled off.
Yeah. Yo, PT rock with us till he got some motherfucking clouds, you heard? It's next
See, he had to
world.
put that shit on airplane mode.
What you was saying?
Just-
What you was asking, Joey? No, what you was asking for? PT pulled up.
No, I was gonna ask you about Ben Saraf's jumper because his jumper looks very funky from the 3-point line, bro. He seems
Funky
like
ain't the word.
he's more comfortable shooting middies, but he looks crazy shooting 3-pointers. I don't know what it is, but his shot looks funny shooting threes than it does from him shooting middies. It's like he's not really used to shooting 3-pointers. Is that the case? Did he not shoot a lot of threes in the Euro League?
Well, he's not good at shooting threes. It looks like he has two different shots in the mid range. It looks like he has enough touch to flick his wrist, but when he shoots threes, it looks like he's changing to a push shot. And when he shoots it, it just looks like you said, it looks awkward. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like he's going to get it there or look like it's going to be off immediately after he shoots it. You know what I mean? So I don't know what they're gonna have to fix his shot. He's gonna have to work on fixing his shot, but he never shot good. Or I think he shot it was less than 20 something percent, 26% from three overseas. So he's not a good 3-point shooter at all. He's a more trying to create for others and get to the basket type of player, and he can get to the mid range below the free throw line or at the free throw line to take his shot.
But the problem is that on the NBA scale against athletes, and he can't get there, bro. Like in the Euro League, he could get there all day. Against some real young thoroughbred athletes, bro, he's clearly can't get there. That's
Bro,
that's
he's
cl-
6'8", bro. Like he gotta do better. Like seriously, like develop that shit, bro. You 6'8", bro. I'm not jacking that shit, bro. You 6'8".
well, he's
Like you
six.
six
Well,
eight,
he's
bro.
6'6", but I mean,
Still, bro, you're a point guard, bro. You're gonna get mismatches. Like Spencer Dinwiddie say, it's called elephant hunting. I don't really like that term for lack of better terms. It's more if you got the mismatch, then you basically, you know what I'm saying? You make the
that's
defense
the
react to
problem.
that. If
He
they
don't have the
or abuse,
mismatch ability.
bro.
He don't.
Bro, if he 6'6" at the point guard, sometimes he gonna have the mismatch. He gotta be able to take advantage, bro.
That's the
He only
problem
got
with
the
most of
miss.
these rookies, bro.
He only got the
They're not
mismatch when he got a
physical.
height advantage, bro. Like, but if it's an athlete on him, which basically is majority of the summer league is athletes, bro. Like, I mean, there's no advantage, bro.
Most of
Like,
these dudes got to get in the weight room, plain and simple.
I don't know what they
They
got
be
to do,
struggling.
bro.
He's
Like,
They don't have no physicality.
I think, bro. Like
Like,
Sean Mark's drafting days is about over, bro. Like after this one, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
nah.
This
nah,
This the
So
shit I'm talking about. Like
not based
Sean
on
Yeah,
that
nah,
scout
nah.
episode.
I'm not.
drafting
That's
days
too soon, bro. It's
is
too
over
soon,
after two summer
now it's
league
too
games.
soon.
bro. It's two
Two summer
days.
league
It's two
games.
games
What's
in the
All right,
two
summer
man.
league,
games,
We
bro.
drafted
bro?
5 first-round picks, my nigga. And ain't none of these
Bro,
niggas
I'm not.
and
Uh,
everybody coming in here all sad and everybody
bro,
and
nobody's sad, bro.
ain't
You sad,
nobody knocking
no,
down, ain't nobody jumping
What?
off the
Hey
page for
Leaf.
nobody.
Hey Leaf. Hey
bro.
Leaf.
No,
What
I'm
top?
keeping it real, bro.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Joey.
Name three guys in the summer league that fucking knocked it out the park every summer league game they played. Name three picks this year that did
3
that.
picks.
Yeah.
Noah Singay, that's
No, he
one.
didn't. Noah Singay did
Yes, he
not play
did.
good his
Yes, he
first
did.
game.
Yes, he did. He
yeah, he
played all
did.
right. He played all right his
He
first
did.
game.
Yeah, he did all
He's
right.
been
But
playing.
He played all right his first game. Who else I got? I got the Asian kid. He went crazy his first couple of games. What's the buddy we were supposed to draft that went to Sacramento that we was talking about?
Ray Nard.
Uh yeah. They all showed spurts of what they could do and translated their games from where they was into here and right in the summer league right away.
All
Those are
right, but
three
that's
Okay,
dudes.
cool.
so
Two
so
two
what
of
so
them,
what
the
so hold on. So
three
what
of them
about
we had on our draft board.
what about the players like Ace? Y'all was sucking off that had a bad first game. That's supposed to be all fucking
Oh,
world.
I mean, that nigga Ace ain't want to be there, bro. That's the only result
He
I'm
had
Yeah,
a
coming
good
for
game
that.
the next
my
game.
Nah,
my
so
point
nah, 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 nah.
Hey, Ace,
my
we
point
all
is all
know
these
we
niggas
all
ain't
know
gonna play
Ace didn't
good
want to
every
be in no
game.
Utah.
Nah,
Ace had a good game the next game though.
Yeah,
hold
but my
on.
point is they
Nah,
not gonna
but
play
we all.
good
I
every
mean,
game, LM. That's
Right.
my point.
The point.
I
Yeah,
The
mean,
that's
point.
true.
but the thing is, I just gave you 3, bro.
Nah. But hold on. Because in
yeah.
summer league, right? The guys that are supposed to be the guys are supposed to show you something. They're not supposed to show you everything. Either they're gonna have flaws or they're gonna look like the part that they're supposed to play. Cooper didn't look like the part. The only person of the first game was VJ. After that, everybody looked subpar until Cooper did his second
I
game.
forgot about
So
Thank
VJ.
you.
VJ
so
was another
so
name.
so so after that, right? You're supposed to be looking for the things that these guys are good at. Not, you know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to be looking for all world talent to show. Unless they are that, you're gonna see it
Yeah, ridiculous.
because it's
I ain't
gonna
gonna lie,
show.
Dylan Harper looking like he looking
Let's
like a man amongst
wait.
boys in summer league right now. I ain't gonna hold
I
you.
gotta stop you right there, bro. Like, listen, the summer league is basically pickup games, bro, with just minutes and television and on TV televised, bro. That's all that shit is, bro. Like, you ain't going
Nah,
out there, you
bro.
ain't really running no sets, you ain't really running no plays. Everybody running up and down the court, bro, showing their athleticism and showing
Bro,
why they
stop.
got
You
So
always
drafted
trying
why
to
in the
you
minimize
spots that
some
they
taking it
got
for
shit,
so,
bro.
drafted.
Like
so
you,
hold on. If
bro,
you know
stop
all
it,
that, why
bro.
you taking it for face value then?
Bro, he always trying to minimize some shit, bro.
I'm not taking it for
No,
face
but
value. All
you
I'm
said
saying
all
is,
of that,
hold up,
but yet you
everybody.
taking everything for face value when it comes to
Wait,
our players, but yet you saying it's only
hold up.
pickup games.
Right?
What
What
I'm
you mean?
saying is, bro, we had
Hold on, hold on. Oh,
what
we
I'm
gotta go to
saying
Big
is we
Freak
had
in
5
Brooklyn,
first
LA.
round picks. Nobody in here, bro, is excited about and off the and
You
jumping off the page
speak.
about none
No,
of these
bro,
niggas.
bro,
Bro,
speak for you.
Who?
What I'm saying is,
Okay,
bro,
all right. Let me ask the
no,
question. Who are y'all
no,
excited
hold on,
about?
no, bro, hold on. Let Brooklyn, LM, and Big Freak answer the question. We gotta trying to get them in a conversation, bro. We gotta go around the pen. Go ahead.
The rookies we
What is the
excited about?
Go
question?
That's the
ahead, man.
question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ask your
that's what I
question.
was saying. What was the question?
yeah, he
Yeah,
said
we waiting for the
which
question.
rookies are
Yeah,
you excited about? Because he thinks nobody's excited about the guys. Nobody's
Oh,
jumping off the
I can
page.
answer that question. I'm
You know what I
Sean
excited
mean?
Marks
about
went 0 for
Danny.
5. Fire him.
I'm excited about Danny, even though he ain't. We forget Wimby played like shit for a couple of them summer league games. Nobody is calling Wimby a butts in summer league. It shit don't fit
Exactly.
no more.
He only
Um,
played two, and then they pulled him out. But
he
he
looked
played
like shit
ass
in
his
both
first
of them.
and then
Bro,
they
I was
pulled
He
him.
Nah, the
excited.
second
Bro, I
game he
was
dropped
excited.
like damn near
Hold on,
24.
bro. I was excited for 2 months for summer league
He takes
basketball,
summer
bro. Are
league
you kidding me?
seriously,
But
man.
when
Like,
you talk
bro,
about
it was
Right.
it was
I'm
dry
I'm
for
excited
basketball.
about I'm excited about Danny. I'm excited about Noah because I remember Noah being the top, really top four player when the season started up until he had, a bad couple months. Um, we're not getting to see Drake Powell because of injury, but I want to see him. I'm excited, but that'll probably be the preseason.
This
So
shit
there are
crazy.
players in this class that when you're talking about the athleticism, when you're talking about what they did, and I want to see what Igor looks like with the other guys. That when you put Flax
I
out
think
there
that's
with them,
flawless too.
when you put Cam out there with them, when you put doggone Michael Porter Jr. out there with him, what does he look like? Not when you put a bunch of guys who can't shoot out there with him.
All I'm gonna say
So
is I don't want y'all niggas backpedaling if the season start and we hit on a couple of these picks. We gonna remember
I
this
like
yeah, I
conversation.
Jago
don't know if we're
too.
gonna know if we
I
hit on a couple
mean,
of these
Don't
picks
be
this
So
year.
backpedaling.
hold on. Can
We
I
I
gonna
can
like
you
I
out.
hear?
Jago.
I just
I
want to
want to put
hear
a statement in the air, bro.
hold on. I just want to hear Brooklyn LM and Big Priest talk about Dylan Harper because you know what I'm saying. Big Priest was big on
Uh,
big Dylan Harper earlier before he got drafted, and you know what I'm saying. He went to the Spurs, and I know Brooklyn LM
I
is a
mean,
Spurs fan too.
he's
So.
looked amazing in the past few games he's played.
Yeah,
I admit it.
Dylan is going to be
Dylan looks spectacular, bro.
Dylan
He
is
look
going to
as everything is
be
Hold
advertised.
your mic, Lee. Damn, bro. Hold your mic.
I
Dylan is going
mean,
to
My
I
be
bad.
basically one of the. I mean, he might win Rookie of the Year if he get enough minutes.
if he
Um,
get enough, yeah, right. He did. The thing about it is, and
I
they
think
got a
he's going
guy
to
who
separate
in
himself from Castle.
he
No,
probably
I don't.
will.
I think I
He's a
think
guy
him and
that will.
Castle is gonna play on the court
Yeah.
together.
Oh,
Castle,
hold on. Had
He's
that
a,
ever happened? Three rookie in a year, back to back, to triple like that? Because
I
that's
don't know.
no,
Wimby,
I don't think
Castle,
so.
and then Dylan Harper. I never seen that happen. I
Well, it might
never
be.
seen that
Wasn't it
happen.
Wim? It might be Wim. Wasn't didn't Wimby win it like, when he got drafted?
Yeah, but what I'm
Yeah,
saying is three players back to back triple like that. I never seen that happen,
I've
I
bro.
don't
never seen it
believe it has
happen
happened.
either. No.
I don't think it has either. But I think Dylan is looking like a man amongst boys. I mean,
So hold
just
on. Let me ask you this: if Dylan Harper was to win it over a Cooper Flag for Rookie of the Year, why would
Mhm.
that be?
Because
uh,
what they're asking because
And
if
Wimby got
Dylan
cleared to play
plays,
today. Y'all seen that? Wimby got cleared to play.
yeah,
yeah.
Wimby was going to come back. We all know that. But when you playing with a guy like Wimby, when you playing with that kind of talent on that, you really get to. We don't know what Dallas is going to look like. Kyrie won't be back probably until the All Star break. Um, I believe San Antonio will be right in the thick of the Western Conference, and Dylan is. Even though I'm a straight Castle guy, but Dylan is better than Castle at almost everything except defense. So that's why I
It
think he
just
can.
depends if he starts, because I don't know if
Yeah.
they're gonna. I don't if they run that 3 guard lineup, then I think he might have the possibility of winning Rookie of the Year.
And
But
don't be
they might
surprised
bring him
if
off the bench.
and I wouldn't be surprised
You think they're
also.
gonna trade De'Aaron Fox?
No.
Maybe down the line. Well, I don't now. No, they're not trading him
I
now.
think they
But
could
down the
end up
line, if
trading. Hold
Dylan
on. I
ends
think
up,
they could end up trading Dylan if Giannis acts out. Keep your eye
nah.
on that. Keep your eye on that.
I'd rather keep Dylan and Castle
I don't think
together
San.
than.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think San Antonio is in the Giannis sweepstakes. To be honest with you.
They are because they literally said they saved all their stuff. That's why they didn't go after Kevin Durant hard. They saved all their stuff, all their assets for if Giannis acts out. They literally said they've been reported on numerous times.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, like what they do about it if they gonna make a deal on it. I mean, seem like they might need another team involved or something like that. So
No,
I
they
don't know
got
how.
the assets to get it done. Maybe and they got the salaries to get it done. They really could get it done without help
So
if
they
they
could get that
wanted to
shit
go
done
that
today
route.
if they want to. Basically,
If
what you're
Giannis
saying.
acts out, yeah, they could.
All right. I mean,
I mean, they don't necessarily need Giannis though.
but
I don't think they
even
need.
even still, even still, if they do
It
enter
helps
the
to have it
Giannis,
as an option though.
if they enter
But
the
when
Giannis
if
sweepstakes, they
they
gotta pay
said
him.
they
They gotta pay him up on Front Street because he gonna want a new
if they
contract.
said that they saved all their stuff, everything, so that they can get a Giannis Antetokounmpo, I wouldn't be surprised if Dylan is including in that, because if Giannis had already axed out, they would have probably traded that number 2 pick.
Mhm.
Yo,
Probably.
hold on, yo. I just want to slow it down. I wanted to get Joey and Ice on that conversation of rookie of the year. Of course it's early. It's pretty the regular season and start. We don't know, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to at the end of it, you know what I mean, chastise. Oh yeah, you were wrong. No, it's not that. We just talking basketball. You know what I mean. Now my thing is the reason why I asked the question in the first place is because of what happened with Luca. You know, they're gonna make it their business to give it the Cooper flag because of what happened with Luca. You know, regardless how good Dylan Harper played. That's why I asked before earlier, like when did this ever happen? So I think it would be Cooper over
I don't
flag
think they're
because of
gonna
that.
give it to Cooper off of that. I think they're gonna give it to the player that ball out at rookie of the year.
Was
Like the
was
thing
Luca
is,
was Luca rookie of the year? Was Luca rookie of the year? Was
yeah.
it
Did you
Cole
see?
rookie of the year?
Luca was
And
rookie
then
of the
Trey
year, but
Young?
like no, Luca was rookie of the year over Trey Young. I promise you, bro, that was supposed to be unanimous. Luca did shit that a rookie didn't do since in years, bro. Like I think that shit was what 21, 7 and 7 or some shit. That was damn near all star numbers, bro. I'm not arguing that. I mean, no disrespect to Trey Young because he was averaging what 19, 7 and 5 or something, 19, 7 and 3 or whatever. But Luca was out of control that year. There's no dispute that Luca deserved that award that year for sure. So
I think someone's unexpected is going to be in the rookie of the year race. I think that for me
uh
it's Dylan. Dylan, I think is coming off the bench.
so
Cooper with
so so who
Dallas,
so who you so who
probably.
you
I don't
Look,
know.
thinking?
hold on. Listen. Let me say why I'm saying what I'm saying, bro. The
I
ball
think
was
Ace
saying, hold
might
on.
have the
Look,
green light.
Brooklyn LM. Peep game, bro. The dude Luca was the rookie of the year, right? You see the uproar. That's the ball that is set for Cooper Flag. That's why you see Cooper Flag on draft day. You see his face. He know that he has to play at that level, bro. He has to. Like for instance, the difference is that when Luca was doing it, Dirk was just proud, like glorious to him, like because it
Uh,
wasn't expected. It was wanted, but it wasn't the same pressure. It wasn't no kind of trade that happened like that for them to get, you know what I mean, Luca on the team. And the same thing with Dirk. It wasn't nothing like that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a pure thing. The whole Luca thing and the Cooper thing
They
seem like a
did get Dirk
business
via
thing.
trade. Dirk was drafted by Milwaukee.
Yeah, but
yeah.
it's not. You should know, but it's not this. I'm not technically. You're right, but that's deviating from my actual point. My actual point is just the pressure that Cooper has on him because of what Luca did, opposed to the pressure that Luca did not have on him to what Dirk did. You know, like it's just a different. It's like the expectations was great for Luca, and they wanted him to match a Dirk, I guess. But just seeing him play great, it was more for from the fan point of view. Is like, okay, we got one that you know what I'm saying could do what Dirk did, and remember, Dirk didn't win it with the Dallas Mavericks until his 11th year with them, which doesn't happen a lot of times now too, where the star player of the team is with that team for one team for 11 years. But I'm just saying that to say they wanted that with Luca, and they was cool with that. They wanted to see Luca there for 11 years. Now the fans got to buy in to Cooper being there for, you know what I'm saying? At least how long Luca was there. You can't, they definitely want him after the rookie contract. Like they want him there. I'm saying that to say they want him there the long term. He got a lot of weight on his shoulders because of what happened with that trade. That's what I'm saying.
Nah,
I mean to chime into that, bro. I don't really think he do because they still gotta. If you look at their roster, they still got a competing team, bro. Like bar and health. I mean, you still got AD, you got KD, you got Kyrie that's gonna come back. You still got pieces. You just re-signed Gafford. You still got Lively. They front court might be the most stacked front court in the
But
league.
the offense got to run through either two people, either Kyrie, AD, or Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag is the third choice. I mean, the third option on that team.
Yeah, most
Gassing and
likely.
gassing them and all of those not to call them miscellaneous players, but all of those other players with the other roles, they not the main role. You know, they role players. Everybody got a role. Cooper
Right.
Flag with Anthony, and I'm saying that to say realistically, them coming off an injury. First off, I don't think Kyrie playing next season. You know what I'm saying? And if he do, he not playing 82 games. Case in
January.
point, all right, January. Case in point, there's going to be games where Cooper Flag is the number one option. It's fair to say that. It's like the inevitable. You know what I mean? He's going to be the number one option on that
Well,
team.
he's gonna get the most minutes. That's why I said
He definitely
he's
gonna
gonna
get the
be in the
most
run
minutes for
for
sure. But I mean,
rookie of
because
the year.
you
But in
playing,
I
you
terms
don't
of
know.
playing
I
him.
don't
everybody
You,
know.
I mean,
else, I
but
don't
I,
know.
but
You
I,
could
but
probably
I,
him
Your
an
but
man, your
ace.
boy, a point guard,
but the
bro.
but the but the
Easy
most
understanding with us too. Whatever.
but
Easy.
the thing is, the most minutes don't necessarily grant you rookie of the year.
I
It's
don't think he's
based.
gonna get the most minutes. I think they're gonna with the depth that Dallas has. I don't think they're gonna overdo it with Cooper Flag.
Me neither.
I
Who's gonna start over him at the three?
I didn't say start.
Najee
He's gonna
Marshall. You
start.
got Najee Marshall. You
He's
got
gonna
Max Christie.
start, but
You got
they
Bro,
got a
no, hold
very
on, hold
deep.
on, hold on, no, hold on. Y'all saying that somebody's going to start over Cooper
No,
Flag?
that's
ain't
not what I
nobody starting
said.
over
I
him.
said he's not gonna. They're not
Bro,
gonna overdo it with his minutes. I can see them only
but
playing him
they
about
got to start
20
Cooper
or
Flag.
20.
There's no
They're
way
gonna
that all
start
that
him.
happened and you get somebody coming off the bench. It's impossible.
No,
So
they're
No,
gonna
that
start
nah,
him.
they
That's
going to
not
start
my.
him.
That wasn't what I was saying. I was saying that
Right.
they're gonna balance the minutes out. They got about 10 players that they feel like can play. So PJ is probably gonna go to the bench, and he's still gonna play about 20 minutes. You
But
got
no,
Najee
all right.
Marshall,
So
you got Max
big
Well,
priest,
Christie, you got all those players.
like be specific. How many minutes you got Cooper Flag playing next season?
I think they might play him somewhere between 27 and 29 minutes a game.
Right, they feature him. He a number one, number two option. Like you don't run him down to the ground. They ain't saying old school where they playing 42 minutes and those type shit like that. I ain't
but
saying
I
that.
he's
think
gonna
they're
get the
gonna run
most
the
minutes out
offense
of
through AD.
right. But he's gonna get the most minutes out of I think Dylan. I don't think Dylan is gonna get 29 minutes in San Antonio.
Okay, that's a good. All right, so go further that though, Brooklyn LM. How many minutes you think Dylan Harper gonna get?
Possibly maybe 21, 22.
I
Yeah,
think
I
Nah,
mean
he
they,
gonna
they
get
I
more than
don't think
that.
it's
I'm
gonna be that low.
more than that with De'Aaron and Castle starting.
They
Yeah,
run small already, bro. But last year
that's
they was running
you
Chris
gotta
Paul for like
that's Chris
25 plus.
Chris Paul was getting 20 minutes a game with
Yeah,
some other
Chris Paul.
corners
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
Chris
he's
Paul not
definitely.
coming back though.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
He's
I'm
yeah,
gonna have
because
saying.
it.
So
that's
he gonna
because
play
Dylan
more
is
than what
there, bro.
Chris
Like,
Paul played. He
But
gonna
No,
play
all right,
I'm
more
not.
than what
Hold
Chris
on.
Paul
I'm not
played.
saying. I'm not saying that he won't get meaningful minutes, but they're not. They're not in terms of them just getting De'Aaron, literally
right.
just getting him in the last half of the season. Castle winning Rookie of the Year, his rise. Unless you telling me, all right, Dylan better than Castle, we sending Castle to the bench and starting Dylan immediately. I don't know.
What
Then you got
makes
to
you
worry
think?
about
Hello,
Vassell.
let's take
Vassell
this.
is
Let's
there.
do this thought of spirit. I think Vassell going to the bench for sure. But what makes you think that
I
they
don't.
won't play? You got to remember, Castle was six
Vassell going on
seven.
the bench for
Hold
who?
on, hold on. Castle was 6'7", and Dylan is 6'6", and Fox is 6'3". So what makes you think they won't play them together?
They might play them together. They might share minutes, but that don't mean that's going to be the lineup. They might share minutes on certain occasions, but I don't think that means Dylan is going to be getting significant minutes with the starters.
just because you come
Not
off,
with Dylan and Castle there.
hold on, and just because you come off the bench don't mean that you can't get started minutes either. You know what I mean? If he
And
comes
San
off,
Antonio is known for that. Remember
yeah,
Manu Ginobili?
yeah, but hold on. I was saying all that leading up to. I think Diego is gonna be one of the rookies. They not necessarily Diego, but one of these guys, whether it be Nolan, Diego, one of these guys are gonna play big minutes. Like they're gonna play 30 minutes a game type shit. 30, 35 minutes a game. I think that's what we did getting these five first rounders, the Brooklyn Nets have to make a statement. They made a statement
I
by
think
doing
Ace
something that
might
was
be in the
never
running
done.
too for
They
Rookie of the
gotta let
Year.
them rookies play, bro. They gotta put them in, they gotta play them, even if they don't all start. I don't want to see Drake Powell start over Cam Thomas. I want to see him be the second string two guard. I want to see Diego be switched between the point guard and the small forward. You know what I'm saying?
Also,
There's
with
things I
Utah
want to see.
trading John Collins and Sexton, I think Ace might be. might have a go in terms of rookie of the year as well. They don't.
Bro, that
They
rookie of
got
the year.
marketing there, but I think they're
Bro,
gonna try to see what he can do in terms of running the offense.
who was his competition? Who was Castle competition last year? Brooklyn.
Wasn't it? Wasn't it McCain
Philly.
before he got
Yeah,
injured?
yeah.
Yeah, from the
McCain was just
76ers.
running.
Yeah,
probably going to win.
I'm
McCain would
not
have
gonna
won
lie.
that. No, I
Yeah,
love Castle, but
yeah,
McCain would have won that if he didn't get
yeah.
injured.
He was hooping. I ain't gonna.
Yeah,
I
but I'm.
wanted not to like him because he did TikToks, and I say he ain't focused on basketball, but he came to he gave us work. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Now he can
Well,
play. Despite the TikToks and you know what I'm saying, he can
The nail
ball.
polish and the
Yeah, he can ball. I give it to him. He a baller. You know what I'm
what y'all
saying?
think
McCain
of
It's gonna
what
be
y'all
McCain
interesting
hella
seeing Reed
zesty.
there.
what y'all think about what JDJ said? He said I think we'll have a 10+ man rotation, so I don't think anyone's gonna play every minute. Y'all agree with that?
About who?
Uh,
Should. No, I don't think
I
everyone, but
About us?
majority of players gonna play. You know what I mean?
no, he talking about us. I mean heavy
All right,
minutes. I
so
mean I don't know.
yeah. So Ice, you think we gonna run the 10+ man rotation? You think
I
it's gonna
think
be
that.
that?
I think Jordan going to find a way to get the most out of the guys and give playing time where it's needed. I don't think he's gonna be down to 7 or 8. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that type of team where you know what I'm saying that you got to keep it a solid 8. I think the way our team is right now, you got to play 10. You might even have to go 12. I mean, like,
So wait,
Oh,
is
I
it
wanted to
clear
say
that
one thing
Michael
too.
Porter is a starter, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
Michael Porter is
yeah,
going to start. But I wanted to say one thing too. The reason why a move away, Tucson, whatever his name is, and and Drew Timmy are doing what they're doing in the summer league is because see the rookies got guaranteed deals. Drew Timmy and a move away, a wobble away, a one away, a one away, they don't. So I think you're gonna see that for the remainder of summer league.
yeah.
Igor and everybody know they're gonna be on the team.
Tucson, Etienne, my guy, um, Martin, they contracts not guaranteed them until like January or some shit. They gotta stay on
I
the team
couldn't
that long.
I couldn't see Yegor at the because now that they're playing him that way,
I
I
think we'll
couldn't
see more about
necessarily
it in the
see him at the
preseason.
three, but now that I see how they're trying to play him, I kind of think they're trying to push Traore to the point guard and put Yegor at the three.
No, they're not trying to push them. That's how they interchangeable pieces. So
Yeah.
you can run them like that. You know what I mean? You can run them
Right,
whatever.
but I don't think Yegor's handle is not yet where it should be in terms of running the point guard position.
Ain't none of them handles where it's supposed to be, except for like Ben has the most decent
I
handling.
think
Ben,
Traore got the most besides Wolf. I think
Traore is
Traore has the
fast. He don't
most
really got handle
fast.
like that.
yeah, he
He's
don't.
fast.
Mm,
He don't. He don't got handle
I
like
don't
that.
know.
He can't even.
I
He
don't
you
know.
know who he reminds me of Keon Johnson when he be running quick without the ball and the ball be behind him sometimes. You know what I mean? He be moving too fast. So I don't think he's there. I don't think none of them is there yet. Like Ben and Danny I think believe that has the best handles, and those two need to work on the hand. You know what I'm
I think
saying?
Traore got the most ups and in terms of league play. I think Traore is going to accumulate quicker just because of the simple fact. One, he was projected top five before all of these dudes. So I think for him, yeah, he's speedy, but he's more accumulated to being more physical. Like if you just look at his finishes going to the paint, going to the rim, like his finishing touches is leagues above Yegor's at this point. Like Yegor's not even gonna try to attempt to put the ball on the floor and go to the rim. Like Traore not scared of that. He gonna go create contact and do whatever the case may be, which I think he's far more in his game uh, to that as opposed to Yegor. But
So
you're
what
right, they
about
are
his defense?
interchangeable.
Look what Kwaku Ghana said. He said, "What about the defense? What about his defense though? Do
All
Diego
right.
got good defense?"
Nah, see the thing
No.
right, when you look at the players drafted, they don't have a legit lockdown except I mean not lockdown defense except for Drake has the best on ball defense. But if you go look at their
Right.
stats, they average a steal a game. So collectively, You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to end up like OKC, where if you drive the lane, like we're gonna steal the ball type shit. Like individual defense isn't as great, but collectively it should get better as a team, as a whole. You know what I mean?
Traore played pretty good defense, I think, on that play where Homeboy had to throw up the shot or whatever on the corner. But I mean, yeah, they're not all good defenders. Like Drake
I
Powell is
think
probably the best
Traore and
defender.
Saraf has uh the tool set to be really good on defense. They have
I
the
agree.
athleticism, the feet, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Igor is physically more limited to where it will be probably harder for him to be great defensively.
right.
But
Like I was just watching him on Trey Johnson when he was guarding him, and
Barbecue chicken, barbecue chicken.
it was nasty work to see that.
Sweet
I'm
baby
sorry. It was
rays out
just
there, yo.
Trey Johnson was just out there just cooking, boy. Oh, that was crazy to watch. But yeah,
Yeah, but
like Free said, I think it's gonna take time for Yegor to get acclimated defensively, especially in the league where, I mean, we talking about it's physical in summer league. Wait till them boys get in the regular season. It's definitely gonna be extremely difficult. Like, imagine you got to pick up on Paulo coming down the floor. Like,
yeah,
good luck.
you seen Danny getting them 2 steals? Oh, you seen Danny getting them 2 steals last game? At
Yeah.
running break?
Danny's skill set is fun to watch. I'm not even gonna lie. He's fun to watch. Like,
Yeah.
I know people get on him. He's slow-footed. He's not fast. Yeah, but just his passing IQ, he can get up the court for a 7-footer. I know he's not Giannis fast,
Yeah, but he
but
can move
he can
though.
get up the court. He can move. You know what I'm saying? Like the handle to bring the ball up, but you go between the legs, go get under the screen. Like he can ball out. I also like Yegor being aggressive in terms of shooting. Like I think the play where they set the pick, he went under the screen and just pulled it. Like that was nice to see. And then I think they had a clip where he was like, why is he going under? Like it's nice to see his little sides of aggressiveness from him,
Well, that's what I
which I
said.
think we need.
That's why I said you get to see what they're good at. That's what he's actually good at. That's how they played him overseas. Every time he was scoring threes, he would score in that way. He would hit a 3 in that fashion. Now to see him get downhill, you got to set a screen so he can start creating and moving the ball better. And I think once the season starts, you get Nick and Dayron involved and stuff like that, and start setting screens for him. I think you get to see his game open up a little bit more. I don't think you see everybody's game open up in summer league yet. You know what I mean?
that's what I
I
was
just
going
want
to
to see a
say.
Wolf and Claxton pick and roll.
When you get to the preseason, you're going to kind of see more of what Jordy has planned, because now you'll see Claxton and those other guys together. So
Right.
I think right now it's cool, but you're seeing a lot of young players that just kind of like you said, or like you said, playing pickup ball. When you get to the preseason, you'll see Jordy coaching, and you'll see what his plan is. And I think Traore is his new De'Aaron Fox in a way, because he had a lot of success offensively with De'Aaron Fox as his point guard. Traore has that kind of speed.
Yeah, he's fast. He's fast.
Yo, shout out to Big Free, shout out to Easy. We ain't hear from Easy yet. Did you like Easy? Danny Scott in the comments with a bold comment. He said Danny Wolf will make an all-star game. I'm gonna put energy to it and say he might. You know what
He
I'm
didn't say
saying?
what year before everybody. You know what I'm saying?
He right.
So he didn't say what year, so that could mean any year.
He very well could.
But he could though.
Anyone,
I'm not counting it out.
you don't know
I'm
what these
definitely
guys are
not
going to
counting
be.
it out.
Any one of these guys can end up being the all-star level.
Hold on. I like these comments when I get these comments, man. Shout out to Big Homie. He said Breezy show popping like talking ball on the project benches with some real ones. Salute. Yo, this is star comment, man. I'm gonna probably start my show with this, you know what I mean? Cause I'll be really be trying to get that vibe, man. Cause it's really how much basketball means to me, you know what I'm saying, from a long time, you know what I mean? When I was a young boy out there trying to learn how to cross over, and the OG sit you down like, yo, you gotta tie your shoes first, son. You know what I mean? Like, but nah, man, seriously, man, I appreciate you. Shout out to Big Homie, the whole chat. Hit the like, subscribe button. You see the panel lit. We got Easy, Brooklyn LM, Big Priest, Ice, Joey BK, Leaf, um, all of us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's fans is the best fans. Go ahead, yeah. I was listening to y'all, you know what I mean? I wanted Easy to kind of jump in, you know what I mean? We ain't here. Um,
Peace.
Easy since he jumped on the panel. Now, Easy just be listening sometime, man. What up, Easy? All right, well,
Easy getting that chopped cheese going up.
Top cheese. I see. I called it. I called it. Top cheese. It is, bro. Word.
Yeah, but like Free said, we don't know who of these. One of these dudes might be an all-star. Like we
nice and
don't know.
Oh,
peppers.
any one of these
Like
dudes could be.
yeah, like we really don't know. Like I know
Multiple
people.
of them could be.
It's two summer league games before we start overreacting. Like we don't know who these guys is gonna turn out to be by 2028 or 2029. Like we
Mhm.
just gotta
Nobody thought
chill and
A
watch.
Dub
You
was
know.
gonna be where he is in Oklahoma City when they
But
took him.
what? Right, but that's what I'm saying. I like these bold comments, man, because it's like they see something in it. You know what I mean? So, Play One said, Danny Wolf is J Huff. No way Nets picked him over Maxime Renard.
Yo.
Damn.
Hey, player one. They were supposed to get both, bro. They were supposed to get both. You know what I mean? Not one.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? They got
Jay
one and
Huff is
two.
funny though. I ain't gonna.
But nah,
Yeah,
but Jay Huff be hooping though. Like I don't know how player one
Huff
about
do
Jay Huff,
be
but Jay Huff be hooping.
Jay Huff do
so,
be hooping.
right, he tried to play J Huff. J Huff is the one that was on the Grizzlies, right?
Yeah, nah, he was in the G
Yeah,
League too, bro. That dude he was killing the G League. And he came
Jay
up
Huff
and
be cooking.
he
I
did
ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
damage, bro.
he's a tall white boy, right? Like 6'10".
Yeah, shoot threes. He got a little handle, get to the cup. He be dunking on people, bro. Like, yeah,
Who
Jay Huff tough.
who I mean, so why they didn't keep him and Zach Edey together? They could have been like the Twin Towers.
Man, Zach
I
Edey
think
is booty cheeks. I ain't keeping nobody together, man.
where leave at, bro. Nah, he was Jay Huff was on Orlando,
Yeah,
and then he went over to the Grizzlies. I
yeah.
Mm.
I ain't
Leaf, you
never
gotta
seen this
realize
much excitement over Boban Marjanovic. You know what I'm saying? It's
Leaf
first.
booed up now, so Leaf can't be on it like he was before. Leaf, see, he don't get hyped
He
no
gonna get
more.
on you for that.
He ain't
He gonna
yelling
get
and
on you
hype
for
no
that.
more. You know what I'm saying?
Is
He
he
Man,
is
calm,
is
know
Leaf
what I
in
mean?
Texas? Is Leaf in
Yeah,
Texas now, or he's
yeah,
he in Texas.
Yeah, he in Texas now.
okay?
He in
a
Texas. I
word, he
told
can move.
yeah. I had told him I was gonna do a documentary on his town. He was like, nah. I was like, all right, forget it.
yeah, yo,
What?
that was like 5 minutes. That was your 5 minute documentary.
Nah, you funny
That
as
joint
hell. That
smooth.
shit is
Hey, bro,
they,
can we do like a pros and cons,
people
based
what?
off of all the players that we drafted, based off of what we saw so far? Can we do a pros and cons?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that the offense is taking too many 3-pointers, and we won't know the true potential of these players unless they start taking more 2-pointers. For the
Okay,
most part.
I'm
And
talking about
I say that so I won't be long winded, so we could go around the panel. Because Danny Wolf, he was 0 for 5. He only took 3-pointers. Like, come on. Yago took nine
That's the one
3-pointers.
thing about
That's crazy,
coach.
bro. Like,
That's the one
what's
thing
what's
about
happening?
coach I don't like.
so
Yeah, I mean, I don't like that.
I
What you
wanted to
meant? What
say
you
About
meant,
it's
Joey?
kind.
What you meant?
Jody.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. What you
Yeah.
No,
said?
I was gonna say it's kind of a it's kind of hard to answer, but I'm based off of what you said, because you do make a good point based off of how the offense is set up. It's kind of not giving you like a full spectrum look at a lot of the guys. But from what I've seen so far, based off of just skill set for some of the guys and some of the things that they need to work on and some of the things that they're good at. Demon, I like his basketball IQ. His shot looks good. People say he can't shoot, but his form looks very good. His mechanics are there. I just need him to work on his handle because he looks rattled when when pressure is on him. I also need him to be a little bit more physical and assertive going to the rack, because he don't look like that's all there yet. Again, not
I
saying that
agree.
he's still young. Not saying that these are things that he can get later on, but it's just some things I've noticed. I've also noticed with Ben Saraf is Ben Saraf also looks rather when it comes to physicality and when people are pressuring the ball. You know, his he kind of looks shaky a little bit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about Ben Saraf, man. I mean, it's not too many pros. I mean, he plays hard, I guess. When it comes to Traore is my favorite because Traore looks more composed under pressure. I like his shiftiness. I like him getting to the rack. The only thing is he just got to finish better through contact when he gets to the rack, and I think that's going to come over time once he gets bigger and gets used to physicality. You feel what I'm saying? But as far as him handling the ball and being composed under pressure and getting to his spots and his layup package, his shot, I'd like Traore better out of all three of the guards. Not saying that, you know, one might not be better than the next one later on, but this is just what I see so far. Danny, I need him to be more assertive, man. Like I can't. I mean, I can't really make a good analysis on him. I mean, I've seen his college stuff, but based in the summer league, he doesn't look like he's aggressive enough. Like he don't.
Bro, Joey, it's treachery. If a big man is dude 6'10" and he only taking 3 pointers, like you, it's like what are you? No, bro.
I
Like
mean,
this.
Drew
Like
Timmy, our leading scorer.
first and foremost, the elephant in the room is this. Listen, I like the European players. I like the international players. But let's be clear. The players from here are better for the majority. As of recent, it's been a new thing. When we looked at the MVPs on the stream a few, I don't know, last week or whatever, you could see, we could go back in the footage and see that all of the international players got an MVP this decade. There's no national players. The USA has zero, absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? For us MVP players in this decade, that is new. From before this decade, the national players dominated the MVP up until this decade. So now, that being said, you know, I don't like the Brooklyn Nets just buying into all international players. Like, let's just play the way they play because they style is winning over us. No, we bust their ass. When we our style of play, when we in the Olympics, the USA team, when we go international and we playing there, we win. Those teams that we assemble more times than not, we win. So I don't want the Brooklyn Nets to think that international basketball is more important than national basketball. It is not. Let me be clear on what I am talking about. All of this, Wolf taking 6'5" 3 pointers and he's 6'10" because that's how they do it in the Euro leagues. We are not in the Euro leagues. They are not a better league than us. The NBA is a better league than them. We play a different style of game, a different brand of basketball. And my thing is, you cannot take out the physicality and make everything finesse and smooth like the Euro leagues. No, it is a physical, it's a physical sport. And you know what I'm saying? It get like that sometimes, you know what I mean? In this style of play. And I'm saying that to say that yeah, finesse is important in basketball. I agree, but it's not everything. Just like power is in everything. It's a combination of both. And I just think that I don't want the Brooklyn Nets to get carried away with this international players and international play, ignoring the potential we got here on the soil. Like let's be clear, bro. They got three international players and two national players. They got more international players than national players. That mean they looking more internationally than they are nationally. I don't know how much I like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much I like that. Especially when you got Ice and all these other fans mad that are mad that we missed on national players. So, in y'all opinion, do y'all feel like the national players we passed up on are better than the international players than we got? Like, let's be real with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's
No,
happening right now?
I would say, right? I wouldn't say yet. I would say at the levels that they are now, it seems like some of the guys are better for now. But the way I look at it, they chose all the young, you know what I'm saying? The youngest they could possibly go. That's what they went with. So the
Yeah.
guys that are older, you can see their game is more mature. So we would have to wait and see. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that I was saying, like you will build a team after you get out the lottery with Yegor, you would choose the best available. They didn't do that. They went with I guess the best youngest. You know what I'm saying? And they went for, like you said, the IQ, the passing. That's what they went for. So if they went for that, then that has to stand out with these guys the most because that's what they went for. You know what I'm saying? And then they got to put the team together and you go from there. So right now, as you see, like my two guys, Reynard and Neat Clifford over in the Kings, they balling out. First game, second game, they showing everything over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm here. And that's what I thought we would have did. But they wanted to go young and build slower instead of grabbing the best talent for right now. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of age, just grab the best talent. They didn't do that. You know what I mean? That's what makes the difference. So I don't think you can really say that for right now because they all young.
I
Right,
think
but
when you look at what we've done in this particular go around, as far or as opposed to what we've done in the past, we never really went young like this, right? So I think they're trying to build up some kind of, and everybody, I know everybody is not going to be a part of the future
so
thing, but they're trying to get these guys together and build cohesion and all those things at this current moment, from what I see.
right. So hold on,
Have
Big
a
Priest.
unit that's young and used to playing together.
Let me ask you this. Let's just go through the top 10 and let's look at the national players and the international players. I just want to see something real quick. Cooper Flag, national player, right?
Mhm.
It's fair to say, right? He's a national player. Cooper
Yeah,
Flag.
he's an
Mm-hmm.
American. He's an
Yeah.
American. Yeah.
Dylan
American.
Harper, VJ,
American.
Canuple. He a national player
VJ
or he
is
international?
VJ is from the
VJ
Bahamas.
is
He's
from
not.
yeah.
He an international player?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
from the
Yeah,
Bahamas.
yeah,
Okay. 2-1. 2-1. Con Canepo. He international,
National.
national?
National.
National. 3-1.
Yeah.
Ace Belly national. 4. Trey Johnson national. 5. Fizz 6. 8. That's 3. No, that's 2.
Yegor. No, Yegor is from Russia. So
Okay, so these last 3 was so 1, 2, 3, 4. What is it? 5 players, 5 and 5.
yeah. Something like that.
pretty much.
You see what I'm saying? This is some new shit that they doing. Where it's in the top 10 lottery picks, 5 are national, 5 international. The NBA is looking abroad. The NCAA in the lottery, they gotta compete with the international players. That's some new shit that the NBA is doing as a
Or
recent.
maybe they just closing the gap, Breeze. I mean,
Fact.
And it's
But
not
but
Yeah,
just
what
like
I'm
this
saying,
year.
hold
It's been
on. So
going
hold on.
on.
But hold on. What, remember that the NBA was supposed to develop these players. You get the national players first. These players like Jokic, like Petrovic, like they were great from coming from the back in the day. They wasn't coming here at 18 years old. They was pros like for 3 full seasons or more. Manu Ginobili came over here as a champion. And then the next
right.
year, he won a championship with the Spurs. I'm saying that to say they wasn't drafted so young. And y'all
Right,
really
but
think that the
I think
international players close the gap that much? Or
right.
should the
I think
Yes,
NBA be
they have.
investing more in
can
the
I say this
national
real quick?
players?
Hold on, real quick, Priest. Can I say this? I think that the professional game is I think they put more respect on the international professional game, the NBA
Yes,
are. And
yes.
that's why they're grabbing these young players because a lot of these young players like Luca start playing professionally at 16, 17 years old, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Same with
Or
so
younger. Or
Tony
younger.
Parker.
yeah.
But hold
Yeah,
on,
so
Tony Parker started playing professional at 15.
so if you
look.
got a
But
young
in the
kid, right?
NBA, when did he get to the NBA?
Tony
I
Parker
don't know
got to
what
the
the
NBA at
2000. I
19.
think
He
Tony
started playing
was
professional.
19. Yeah.
Tony was
I
19
think
when he first played. He played his first game with the Spurs.
Ginobili
That was
came
in
in
Okay.
what
01.
2001.
Okay, let's
Ginobili
hit
came
it.
in 02. Ginobili came in
Yeah.
02. He got drafted the year before, but he came late.
Right. So
Tony
International
Tony
players.
just
Tony
say like
Parker Tony
But
Parker played
Ginobili was a second
professional.
round, just to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
clear.
Ginobili was the second round. Tony was the
Mhm.
late first round. The
But
point
no, but
is,
no, but no, but see, this is what I'm saying about Joey comment about closing the gap. But he's in the second round, but he just won the championship in the Euro League.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but
but
Breeze,
right,
but listen to
but
what I said
You
though.
see what I'm saying?
But listen, when Tony Parker was playing basketball in the Euro League, it was looked at differently. In today's
right,
NBA, they putting more respect on the professional Euro League's game, bro.
yeah,
exactly,
Hmm.
because they're well, while we in high school, they playing against grown men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We
exactly,
from
yeah.
the school with book bags playing against, you know what I'm saying, our
Even
regular
even
competition.
look at what
exactly.
they doing with
And
us. They
another
threw us
reason,
in. We got a
and
game
another reason
overseas
too
next
is the
season.
AAU system is hurting players,
Yes.
athletes,
Right,
Right,
because they're not
exactly.
developing fundamentals. They're not developing a lot of those things that they need to be successful earlier.
Right.
facts.
They have
So
to
you got
teach
But
these
no,
you
hold
got
on,
guys
you
hold
got
on,
you
hold
got
on,
young
hold on.
prospects.
Hold on. Let Big Priest unpack that about what it is that they not doing in the AAU.
in AAU. You have a star guy. They just do what they want to do. They're not really being coached, and they're not really learning the fundamentals of the game. You know, when you get you a Jokic, when you get you a Luka Doncic, they're already going to be fundamentally sound. So teams are already they're it's like they have a head start. So when you got a lot of this AAU system, it's hurting the players as far as what they how their skill level as far as basketball is concerned. Yeah, they might have the athleticism and things like that, stuff you can't teach, mind you, but they don't have the basketball IQ. They don't have the awareness. They don't have a lot of the stuff that you would want from a great player to have, and they have to coach them like
Hmm.
soon when they get to the NBA. And a
Take
lot
that
of them
Houston team first year when
So
they
a lot
hold
drafted
on.
of them
Jalen
don't
Green.
even
So hold on.
being
Let me
coached.
ask you this. Let me ask you this real quick. When Jordan went, Jordan Pippen, what was on that USA team? My question is, how many of those players were national players, and how many of those players were international players? And my point is, if it's more national players, that's what the
They were
NBA
all
gotta
national
remember.
players.
Right, that's my point. When we had
I
all
live with the
national
USA.
players, we was that's what I'm saying. We represented more of what we are, and that's our nation. When you infuse all of these international players, and you're slowly changing the way to where
That's
they
over
playing,
30
we
years ago,
playing they
Bree.
style.
Joe, I think what
Yeah,
Joey
but
said is
bro,
true. I
all
think they
right,
just chose
listen,
closing the gap, bro. These
listen,
international
No,
listen,
the
players
gap
is
is
just coming.
closed.
And then the
listen, listen,
international
listen,
players,
listen.
Yeah, it
Hold on,
might be.
listen,
Yeah.
it's not just that, bro. The
listen,
rules have changed to
listen,
make them feel a lot more comfortable too over the
listen.
years.
Listen, what I'm saying is, I'm just we gonna go off the facts, not just my opinion. The facts are in the top 10 is 5 national and 5 international. If we keep going, 11 Coward, I think he's a national player. And Singay, that's an international player. That's 6 and 6 right there. Queen, national player. Carter, international player. It's almost even. The only reason why it's probably not even
Hold
is
on.
because
Where's
it's an
Carter from?
odd
Carter
number.
from
Look,
Canada's?
listen. If you don't see the pattern between
Yeah,
how
Canada
it's,
is international.
bro, it
They're
might be,
Okay.
counted as that.
bro, it
Carter
might be a
Bryant is
fif-
national, by the
bro,
way.
it might be a 15-15 split in the top 30, bro. It's really that close. It's
I,
like,
Some
I
bro,
years it'd be
and
more
in the top
international
30,
players
what were
taken
you talking about
it-
than
players in the league?
no, I'm talking about the top 30, the
Yeah,
first
that's
round.
right.
It might be 15 in national, 15 international, bro. I was just doing the lottery to make a point.
I could agree with that.
And my point is that they infuse so much that you do look away from national players that should get the attention over an international player, even though he an international talent. The fact that you did here, you should be focused on the players here because that's what make the NBA the NBA. When
Breeze.
the NBA got bigger, hold on. What I'm saying is when the NBA got bigger, it's like they infusing these international players to make it seem like the league is going to be better if you do it. I'm not saying it's not getting better. I'm saying that don't overlook the national talent for the international
Okay,
talent.
so let
Find
me
a
ask
way
you.
to,
Let me
know what I'm
ask you this
saying, to even
question.
the odds.
What about the international players who come over here and play college ball? What are they not supposed to come over here and play college ball because they international? Or we supposed to be
Yeah,
looking at
niggas like the nigga that we drafted, Yegor, bro, came over here
exactly?
and played
they're
college
like
ball.
common mollywop. Joel
Kasparis,
Embiid,
Kasparis,
Exum, who went three.
Malawak, bro. Like they all
Yeah,
came
so
over here to
I
play
say that,
college
like
ball.
VJ came to Baylor. You know what I'm saying?
a lot of these international kids come over here and play college ball in the States, bro.
They
Yeah,
play 1 year, and
Joel Embiid
Joel
bro.
Embiid,
went
and
to
they played one
Kansas.
year. They played 1 year the American game, bro, like on a college level or on that level, before they get to the league, and they basically kind of got the best of both worlds because you got VJ and Kamal Malawak who played on their national teams over
Right.
in their countries, and then come over here and play in college. They basically got the best of both worlds. Realistically, it's almost impossible for them to be not no less than like good enough role players in the league. It's almost
Right.
impossible.
Right.
So that like if they got those advantages, bro, like now you getting it from both sides. Now you getting a FIBA game because they got to go back and play for they countries or Bahamas or Africa or whatever it is, and then they come over here and they play college for Duke or Baylor, and then next thing you know they top 3, top 10 in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So I
With the
mean,
So, but
exception
hold
of
on.
Luca
So hold on.
and
So do we agree that
Wimby, I
this
feel.
national talent getting overlooked because of the way the NBA is branding the game now?
No, no, no,
No,
No,
No,
I
it
no,
don't
ain't
agree with
no,
that.
overlooked.
no. They
I
no.
not
think
getting
it's I
overlooked.
think there is more. The league is trying to be. The league is the NBA is a business, and they want their brand and their business to reach more than the United States. So if you have a Alex Sarr or Frank Ntilikina or Dennis Schroeder or somebody like that that is able to get uh highlighted in headline games over here, it helps them in their long game because they want people in Germany to watch. They want people in Spain to watch. They want people in Canada to watch. They want people in Argentina, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're talking about making it. I've heard tale of them trying to make an expansion team in Europe. So
Yeah.
it's
Bro,
about
that left a long
But
ass
not
flight,
only that
bro.
though, when you look at it from a scouting standpoint, like one scout said, it's not too many markets or avenues we haven't touched. If it's a player out there that's good, it's 9 out of 10. You're not the only one that knows about them. So with
What
that,
I'm saying is, I'm being technical. The name of the league is National Basketball Association. 1/5 of the league right now is international. 125 players at the start of next season. It's
Uh-huh.
nothing to sneeze at, bro. That's a whopping number.
Well,
Right.
Breezy, you dang near about to get your wish anyway, because next year most of the players coming
so
in
Bree, so
are
let me
from the
ask you a question.
USA.
You
Exactly.
think so?
AJ
You don't so
Debonsa, Cam
Yeah,
Boozer,
hold on
but
real quick,
like
AJ,
Breeze.
Cam Boozer, Mikael, most of these dudes
Peterson,
is
You
like
don't
MB is
think
from America.
Breeze, you don't think these international players is getting picked up because of their skill level? You think they're getting picked up just because they're international guys, and that's what the NBA wants.
What I'm saying is, yes, I think it is partly business. I do think that to leave take was wild saying that, but he a national player too, an international player too, and Zach Edey. You know what I mean? I know he contrasted Zach Edey to Wimby, but case in point is they in the top 10 too. Wimby and this is so it's nothing new. It's just a theme that I see. And I
we're
just
getting
think
to a
Yeah,
that
point
I
where
think it's just
About to get in the shower.
we're gonna
I
have
think it's
like
more
7 out
About
competitive
of
to
the
get in the
now.
top 10
shower.
players are not American. Because we already got the top 3 players, however you want to slice it, are not American. We're getting to a closer and closer to a point where the majority of the top players in the NBA are not going to be American.
that's a fact.
That's just the world we live in right now.
That's
I'm
a
Who said
just
fact. I
trying.
mean,
American?
'cause,
Yeah,
like,
we
and
acknowledging
you
it.
That's
got and
true.
you
We
got to look at
acknowledging
it
it.
for and if you look at it, the start of this year, coming into this year, you got Tatum out, you got Halliburton out, you got Dame out where he wasn't top 10, and you got LeBron, Steph, and KD all in their late 30s. And it basically the pool for American players, bro, is slim. Is basically like slim now because like your top like exactly how Priest was saying, you got what Joker, Giannis, and SGA who are all not from here. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
So
saying? But like and then you if you pack in MVPs, you got Joel who was another MVP that's not from here.
Joel.
Lucas still a top 5 player in this league and he's not from here. You know what I'm saying? So like if you really look at like the pool of players, bro. Like in terms of the American scale, it's slim, but it can be changed. I give it hope that it can be changed because next year's draft, which is supposedly supposed to live up to even more greater hype than this one with the Bonsa, with Boozer and with Peterson, those three names is probably going to carry America, the USA basketball for the next 8 years.
So what I think to make it change, so it does change, is they got to find a way for the high school kids to play against grown men like overseas, unless they start sending the top eight, your AJs and your Nates and Petersons overseas and play at their age, so they can
Right.
play against grown men and get that knowledge, that IQ, and then come back over, play for college or something, and see how it pans out. Like they have to get on that level at the same age, 14, 15. They got to be able to play against grown men and take away the AAU. Or they could fix the AAU and make the AAU like that instead of making it, you know what I'm saying, pick up ball and we just go out there
I
and hoop.
think
That's the only way
one
they're
of the
gonna catch
You
up.
issues
know what,
is
I
one of the
definitely agree
issues
with that.
is the players are coming out too early. You remember in the '90s and the '80s or whatever, it was rare to see a player come out after 1 year of college. All the best players, the Grant Hills, the Jason Kidds, the uh, all those
Tim
players
Duncan.
were uh, um, not underclassmen, right? They either
Right.
stayed to their junior year or they either graduated, but they never came out after 1 year. They were able to be coached. They came in the league better, more prepared. Their body
Right.
was stronger. That played a big factor into why these players were as good as they were. So I think that has a lot to do with it. You're dealing with players who are not mature enough, both physically and mentally, to deal with the NBA thing. That's why you have the Zions with the corn stars and the Ant Man situations and all this here, because they're not actually mature enough to when they get into the league to deal with a lot of that stuff. So I think maybe that will be a way to help having getting away from the old 1 year and out thing, and you know because it went to be a case by case basis to
Right.
everybody is doing it type of thing. If they got away from that, maybe that will help.
All right, priest. Let me ask you this, bro. Like we already established that there's a difference between the 19-year-old international player and the 19-year-old American player, as opposed from like the 19-year-old American player is a one and done college player. He put 1 year out of high school, he 1 year out of college, and he in the league. We talking about the Ant Mans who was 19 and got drafted #1. We talking about AD, who got drafted number. We talking about Kyrie. These are the names that we talking about, as opposed to like Wimby, who was what 19. He got drafted #1, and Luca that got
You gotta
drafted
put
#3.
Paulo in there too.
Yeah, and yeah, I forgot about Paolo, who was American and drafted #1. My thing is that the scale. I think the scale up for those players to be great. I mean, obviously the #1 picks, they looking for them to be great out of the gate. But obviously, we already know the NBA is putting a lot of stock in the Spurs to get into the playoffs. That's why these niggas is getting a whole bunch of fucking draft picks anyway. I'm sorry, LM. It is what it is, bro. Like that, we already know what time it is, bro. Like, it's no way
What's
to
your
dispute it.
question?
And Kay
But
Cunningham too
my
in the
my thing,
American
my thing,
Conference.
my thing is like, what, like, do you think the 19-year-olds here are under more scrutiny than the 19-year-olds on the international side because they exposed to like more stuff. They exposed to more shit on the outside on the outside of the court looking in. Do you think they more? Do you
Because
think they more exposed to that?
no, when you deal with European players, they're already in kind of a organized type of situation. AAU is not really organized,
Right.
right? So they're already in a more organized situation. They're playing against people who are stronger, etc. They're getting coached. That's why they're fundamentally sound. When you took away the college game and making it 1 year and out, these guys ain't even being coached really for 1 year in college. So
True.
when you took away when you made it everybody a 1 year and out thing, then you kind of put the onus on the NBA actually teaching the guys how to play. That's
Right.
why there's such a big G League push, But if you got an Ace Bailey, if you got a, because Ace Bailey is extremely raw. I think um Jeremiah is raw. A lot of these guys still haven't refined their skill set yet. So when they get to the league, they're still learning how to play basketball.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah. So as opposed to like Wimby, who came in 19, as opposed to like obviously Luca, who played in the second best league in the world when he came in 19. I mean, I like the difference is basically is like who they going against and the teachings that they have on that level over there.
I'll give you a prime
yeah,
example. Look at how the W operates. They just took a girl that was 18 that played in Europe,
Yeah,
but for the most
Malanga.
part,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
for the most part, the college players have to stay in 3 years before they can
Right,
come. And you get the
right.
right.
Paige Beckers, you get the Caitlin Clarks, you get these players who are more ready to play.
Hmm.
It's not a learning curve for them because they've
Right,
been coached by the best for years and they're ready to come in. You see
right.
what I'm saying?
What
Yeah,
about the anomalies like LeBron, who
Yeah,
There are
you
came in
always
at
going
the
to be
gate?
anomalies, but that doesn't mean that everybody
it's gonna be part
is
of that
able to
group.
do that.
Yeah,
have,
yeah,
You see
bro,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
because
But I do
you,
think there are anomalies that.
Yeah,
Well, I
Moses
don't think there's
Malone
going to
was
be any.
drafted. I
Yeah,
think it was Moses Malone. He was drafted out of high school in the 80s or
Right.
the
yeah,
Spencer
70s.
Spencer Haywood. I think Spencer Haywood was
I
drafted
think
up.
I think
So,
Paulo is an anomaly in terms of it's rare to see someone his age hit his second
But
year and,
everybody
and
is
you
not
drag them to
that.
the finals.
So
But
I
everybody,
think
right, right.
you'll be
but you
more
also,
successful having all. I think everybody should go to college at this point until we get it back figured out. I think we've gotten away from what really matters as far as teaching these players how to be pros so that they come in ready to go,
yeah,
as opposed to just letting guys come in because they want to check, and then you get all the issues with the even the health concerns. Everything is is backwards because of the way the NBA has went to just allowing guys to come out before they're ready, in my opinion.
yeah. So I'm gonna get to that, priest, because you hear athletes talk about, especially NBA, talk about how a team ruined this guy being in their organization, and they didn't get the opportunity, they didn't get the chance, or they didn't did this player wrong, and he didn't grow as a player that he could have been, or this player should have still been in the league. But these things they NBA pushed him out because he didn't, like I said, he didn't grow. And
It's
then
the
you have guys,
professionalism part too. Yeah.
yeah, and then you have guys that we call now is old. You know what I'm saying? Neat Clifford being a senior, or you know what I'm saying, the seniors are old now, but they when you watch them play, their game is solid. Like he could start right now. You could put him in the lineup, don't gotta worry about too much. You could coach him up.
Alex Caravan from UConn, even though
Yeah,
he didn't come out this year.
yeah, you could do those with those guys, but now those guys are the guys that games are refined. They're considered sometimes a system guy, or you know what I'm saying. He don't have this much potential to reach. So you like in between. Like, do I take the raw young talent and try to grow him, or do I take what I'm saying, the guy that's been in college 3 years now, and I know what I'm getting right now from
I
what I'm
think the
saying.
NBA also has an ageism fetish, like in terms of just take the 19-year-old because he's younger and you got more
so,
time to
so, so,
develop him
so, so what
instead
y'all
of
saying? Y'all think they should put a two? They should put like a 2 year college joint on it, like the NFL do? Because the NFL, I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure they
mind
got
them
like two
staying in
years.
college until like I don't. They don't got to be 23, but I wouldn't mind them staying in college till they're like 21.
Yeah, but no, but you got
I think
the Ewing, like Patrick Ewing, he was staying in college for 4 years, and there's other players that stayed
Tim
that was
Duncan
number
did
one
as
picks
well.
that
But
stayed there
like
for
Free
more than one
said,
I
year.
if
mean,
you
but
the more you stay, the
that's
more
what you did
polish you
back
get.
then. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
Like
but
look
that's
at
what I'm
Tim
saying.
Duncan.
I get
feel like
that's. I think
I don't
that's what
like
it,
that. I don't
bro.
like
You
that
got
because
to
I feel like
realize
you kind
And this is before the NIL deals,
bro.
bro. Ain't
You
nobody
I
got
feel
to.
like
spending.
you kind of I feel like you
Well,
kind
hold
of
on.
stunt their growth though a little bit. I don't like that because here's the thing: the reason they want to get these guys so young because they want to mold them, right? They want to mold them into what what they think they can be, or because they think they have a high ceiling. If you make a guy stay in college, then that's less time he going to get in the league. That's less reps. You
Mhm.
feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Right.
So
Joey,
yeah. So hold on.
go.
Just remember the NBA had semi success with getting players straight out of the high school. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that
Rare
for
players
example to
though.
say right, but that's what I'm just saying that for example that they realize regardless how good this talent is, they playing against grown men. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? Like so, you know, you're not going to be able to see the upside of talent if they're not physically ready to compete.
Right.
So
And we
I,
just
But
we
I
I
mean,
just
that's
said
what
we
I'm
just
how
saying.
said
many
the
but
I'm
same
how much
saying
of
thing.
that
Hold
how
right.
on. We
much of that
just
high
said
Hold
the
school
on,
same
talent
thing.
became
right,
all time
Real
greats
quick,
though?
we just
listen,
said the
look,
same thing about the international guys, right? Oh well, these young international guys, they start off quick, they start playing against grown men, blah blah blah. Listen, you want to do that too in the NBA. You want to get the young raw talent started quickly playing against grown men. So why
But
would
it's
you
not
sit
just
back and
about. But
so
hold on, Joey. It's not just about the talent though. A lot of these guys aren't mentally ready to number one have that kind of money. Number two, to be in that situation. There are
but
rare players like LeBron who are, but that's when you
but
get
but
the Jalen Greens and the
right, but
and the
here's the thing though. But priest, I feel what you're saying, but you can't save everybody, bro. And you have to let that player and the team that's picking them and the people that's in their corner decide that.
hold on. Yeah, I'm with y'all. I'm with
I
y'all.
agree. I think it's a
Hold on.
mentality.
Right. Hold on. I just want to say two things from the chat. Player one said, not everybody is ready day one. It took Chauncey Billups many different teams and years before he lived up to his potential at third pick. I feel you on that. I think this is a dope comment. And then Claude Smith says, before the one and done era, colleges turned out the best basketball players. Most of the greatest had more than 1 year of college. That's a fact.
But here's
most
the
of the
thing though.
greats,
We
even the
know
greatest player has more than 1 year of college.
but
Most of the greats, and let's look at look at whoever your kind of your top 10 might be, right? Of in NBA history. Most of them guys outside of LeBron played more than 1 year of college. Like every single
that's
one of them.
true.
Talking,
Even
talking
yeah.
shit.
But we gotta understand though, we're talking about anomaly players. Not too many players get picked out of high school, bro. You feel what I'm saying? If a player is getting picked out of high school, I'm pretty sure that the franchise picking them has done their homework and they're pretty have a pretty good idea that the player is ready. They're not just going to
Right.
pick any guy out of high school.
But look
Right.
how
But no, no,
long
no.
ago
It's
that
not
was.
that.
You
Look
Listen,
how
you
listen.
you
long
got to
ago
No.
look at
that
hold
was.
on. You got
I
to
Hold
look
think you're
at
kind
on.
of missing my
I
point though.
think
Joey, right,
Kareem
hold
could
real
on,
have
quick,
came
Joey.
real
straight
quick,
out
real
of
quick,
high
real quick.
school. To
We
be
Hold
got
on,
to
honest
look at
with
the
you,
hold
company.
on, big
We got to
priest.
look at
Hold
the
on, Joey.
company of the high school players.
Right, big,
KG,
right,
Kobe,
big,
LeBron. Like
right,
these ain't normal dudes.
right. No, no, absolutely. But what I'm saying is, I'm just talking lower averages, and the reason why I was saying my soliloquy more than anything is, I don't want them to strip the value out of second year college players. Like they make it just like just because you don't go in the draft the first year, especially with these NIL deals, I think that should be more of a thing. If a player stays in college that second year, I'm not saying he's just as valuable the way the NBA run their business. He's not going to be just as valuable as a first round pick that's a rookie straight out of college. Maybe they feel like he could translate to the NBA faster than a player that was in second year college going to the NBA. But what I'm saying is, I think the NBA should value the second year player in college because some of that is a decision. With these NIL deals, you can't tell me some of that ain't a decision. You know, Cooper was playing, but he wasn't playing. You know what I mean? Like,
But
oh, I just,
at the same
you know what I
time,
mean?
you hold guys back though, Breeze, because those it's guys that's they ain't trying to deal with college at all. They like, listen, I'm trying to get into the league and I'm trying to make some
But
money.
with
I'm ready.
the
Yeah,
NIL now that you can still make money and help your family while you're still a student learning how to play
that's a
basketball.
yeah,
fact.
Yeah,
With the
because hold on,
aid,
hold on, hold on, hold on. Because
that's
some
true, Priest. But that's for the niggas who's average
and not
going
Joe.
into the league. It
Joe,
ain't for the niggas like the Cooper Flags and the Ace Baileys who know they going top five.
yeah,
It's
but
a
once you come
difference.
to the league, it's kind of situational because not every player gets developed that comes
Them
to the league.
NIL deals
You
are
gotta
still
be in
hitting though.
you gotta be in the right situation. And I hate to bring up Cam, but if you look at Cam Thomas, how you feel about you think he should have stayed? Oh, you know what I mean? Look at his situation. You know what I mean? Like he's in a tough
we just I
situation. Like
think the evidence kind of supports my argument. When the guys stay in college longer, you have more successful play. Even if it's so let's not even say the all-time great players. Look at a guy like Shane Battier. Had he came out after 1 year, he probably does not have the career that he has had.
And what career is that?
a great career that spanned over 15 years and millions of dollars?
Okay,
What the fuck is you
so
talking about?
priest, I got a question. I
Game
got a
was, bro.
reverse
Don't
question
do
to
that.
that.
You know what
I
you're
got a
doing,
well,
bro.
hold on, because this is not a one size fit all type of thing. I got a reverse question to that. What about Kobe Bryant? What if they made Kobe Bryant go to college? Would you say the same thing about him? They say
He
Kobe,
would
you
have.
can't go
He
out in
would
high
have.
Bro,
school. You gotta do
He
2
would
years
have
of college.
destroyed
Joey,
I
college.
mean,
He would have
Hold on,
destroyed
like
hold on.
college, though,
I
bro.
hate
Joey,
to break it
hold
to
on,
you, bro.
listen,
Ain't no
listen,
4-year niggas out here
listen.
today in the last 15 years
No, I'm
doing
just
what them
saying
niggas
if
in
they
the
just
No,
told
'90s
no,
if
was
they just
doing, bro. And
if they just
like
told
the 20th century of
listen.
basketball is over.
Hold
if
on.
they
What I'm
told no,
saying is,
listen to what I'm saying. You got a
go ahead,
guy
Joey.
who you know is a fucking phenom in Kobe Bryant, right? And you
Hmm.
say, no, Kobe, we gonna waste your time. You got to go through
But
2 years of college.
that's not my argument, Joey.
Yeah, but
Because like I said, even in the '80s, you had guys like Moses Malone who came straight out of high school. There are
Joey, listen,
yeah,
exceptions.
but my argument, priest,
Joey,
is it's
you
not
can't,
one player fits all type of
Joey,
thing.
you can't cut
I
the
think
middleman like that,
Moses
bro.
was
Joey,
Moses was an anomaly
This
during
is
that
what I'm.
Joey,
time.
But this is my
hold
point.
on,
This
Joey,
is my
Joey,
point.
listen, they're not gonna do that, bro. Enough is enough, bro. That's the middleman. College is the middleman. College basketball, I ain't saying it's bigger than the NBA, but it's pretty big news. So you can't cut out college basketball. So this star talent just going straight to the NBA, yeah, that shit gotta be an anomaly. You don't want to
Yeah,
see
that's
Cooper
what I'm
go
saying.
like they
When's the
Duke,
last
Duke.
time a player got picked out of high school anyway? You can't even do that no more.
Even
Yeah,
look at
you
a
can't
guy
do that
like
no more. No.
When is the last
Kawhi
time
I
Leonard.
think
college
KG
basketball
cut it
got
Hold
right
on,
more
now.
hold on,
In the
hold
ratings
on,
than
last
the
hold on,
round,
hold
NBA?
on, hold on.
wasn't
Even
no
look at a guy
LeBron?
like Kawhi
I'm
Leonard
tripping. LeBron.
who played multiple years of college before he came to the league. A guy who was a fundamentally sound basketball player. When you got guys that have been in the
How
league
many years he
longer,
played?
he played 2 years at San Diego State.
Right.
But it's still, I think when you got this is more often than not, right? You have your Kobe Bryants, you have your LeBron Jameses, you have those guys, and I'm not knocking that. But the problem is, just like with the Warriors were able to shoot threes, and it made the whole fucking league start shooting a million threes when everybody don't got Steph Curry. Everybody's not Kobe Bryant. Everybody's not LeBron James.
Right.
Kobe Bryant was in the 90s.
Right.
LeBron was in 2003,
Right,
Mhm.
right?
but what I'm saying, I don't agree with Big Priest because, bro, he made a whole mentality. That's what he brought to basketball. A whole mentality, the way of thinking, the way of going about
But I
basketball,
think
the
that's what
way,
we need to be
like,
questioning. What if it's just the mentality of certain players? I feel more ready than the certain player. Like
listen,
most players peak at 23.
That's what
Most
I'm
players
saying.
are better
listen,
at 20 at
But
20.
but
Um,
that's
Like I don't know. They
hold on,
might
this
be
hold
is
on,
what
that.
I'm saying. This is what
listen,
I'm saying.
Joey,
The type of players we're talking about are anomalies. We're not talking about any average Joe coming out of high school. Because here's the thing. You're not getting picked out of high school anyway unless you like that, like that. Let's keep it a buck. So
Jalen
right, but
Green
why
what
would
I'm
have got
saying is,
picked out of high
but
school.
still, you
why
still
sit
cutting out the
real
middleman
quick?
if you do that.
I'm gonna land the plane. Why sit back there and hold somebody back like a LeBron James, who you know's a
That's not what I
phenom,
said.
and tell him he got to go play 2 years of college basketball because you think he's
Mm-hmm.
not ready?
Nah,
No,
but I
I
no,
don't
mean,
think
I'm
I
not.
don't.
Damian
I don't
Lillard
think.
did it.
No,
Damian
no.
Lillard was in
No,
the
You are
draft
Joey.
at
I don't think.
21.
absolutely missing my
and
point.
how many niggas
Yeah,
that did
nah,
4 years of college is doing what Dame did in the
nah.
last
No,
We
no,
15
we not
years?
saying like nah.
Dame did too. I think he got drafted at 21. I think
Yeah,
he only
nah.
did
You
like
not
2 years.
telling.
But
You
but
not
my thing,
telling.
Dame
real
did
quick
four
to
years at
Hold
me,
on,
Weber
real
Joey.
State.
quick,
Hold
priest,
on, Joey.
priest.
Hold on, Joey. Go ahead. Ice. Go ahead. What you said?
You're not telling LeBron and Kobe and T Mac that they gotta go. That's not what we saying. Those guys, for sure, is like, all right, they ready. But there's other guys who, you know what I mean, like Fears and all the guys that we
But
like now. Some of
but
them should have
Ice, what
stayed
I'm
maybe
saying
I
is
another
mean,
year.
nah,
if you
respectfully, LeBron
real
was the
quick,
only 18-year-old that was
hold
really
on,
ready for the league.
real quick. If you make the rule for one, you got to make the rule for all. So you
Nah,
can't
you
just say,
don't.
Nah,
oh,
no,
No,
you
Yeah,
don't.
that's
No,
Nah,
you
kind of
don't.
true.
can't
That's
no,
can't
kind
the
of true.
same
listen,
number
because
of them.
if the
that's how
NBA
you end up with
say
more draft busts.
if the NBA say we not taking kids, so you telling me the NBA gonna say, well, we gonna take some players out of high school, but not others. It
Nah,
depends on who
you
you are.
nah, yes,
Nah, Joey. That's the reason why LeBron was the only anomaly. The rest of these niggas that was 18, they wasn't doing numbers. They
right.
they wasn't ready.
All the
Like
other
not
people
right
from
away.
that draft class outside of LeBron and Carmelo, right? LeBron,
Uh,
Carmelo did 1 year. D Wade multiple years in college. Chris Bosh multiple years in college.
Right.
That was the norm, and they were great players. We
Yeah.
got all these guys coming out. And even if a guy has the athleticism and the stuff to be great, like a Zion might have the whole package to be great, but he don't got the mindset because he's not mentally mature. You
Right.
got
Right,
all these immature players in the league. John
Priest,
Morant is a
that's
great
but the
right.
player,
thing
but
is,
he's
it's not
Oh,
for everybody though, Priest.
right, Joey.
I
Another
think that
listen,
got everything to do with placement in
listen,
the organization,
listen.
though.
I don't think if Zion
Listen,
spent 3 years at Duke, he would have came out more mature. I
He
don't
listen,
think that
spent
listen.
nigga
3 years
Hold
smart.
on,
under
hold on.
Mike
But I'm
Krzyzewski. He for damn sure would have been way more mature. You
listen. This is what
crazy
I'm
as
saying.
hell.
Hold on.
And he would have been more
Let me have.
injured, nigga. That's what
Hold
he
on, let
would
me
have
have that
done.
conversation with you, bro, because that's the way I was trying to go with the maturity and the difference between a student athlete and a professional athlete. You know what I mean? I'm just shifting gears a little bit to show the difference between a student athlete and a professional athlete. A student athlete, you got more leeway, less of what you do to get on camera. You know, you got to stay clean to an extent, but you know what I'm saying? When you got that star power, you get away with a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff might not touch the media that you know what I mean, may slip in but do because quote unquote. You're not a professional athlete, you're a student athlete. Sometimes you realistically these colleges gotta make sure you gotta let these kids live. You know, yeah, they might be great basketball players, but they still kids, 17, 18, power, money, women, realistically, you gotta know they acting up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that to say, but about what I was saying about Kobe and being a professional athlete, that's a mindset thing, bro. You gotta, you know what I mean? Players ain't built that way. You
Can I,
gotta want it as much as Kobe wanted it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
can
I'm
I
saying
say
that
this?
to say, I want to
So
let me
listen.
land the
Okay.
plane saying this is that players they get caught up in what basketball bring them. They got a good life, a good wife, a good everything. Everything's good in their life. They just living the way they want to live because financially they good, and they get caught up in what the life that basketball bring them, and they not serious about the game as they was before they got the money. So that I
All
land the
right.
plane saying that.
So
That's a
here's my
fact.
thing. This we gotta understand. My thing is I'm all for giving players the fucking option, okay? Don't hold these kids back. Because here's the thing. Like I said, if you're getting picked out of high school, it's a pretty high chance that that franchise that's picking you have done their homework. They know your mentality. They know what type of kid you are. They know what type of ceiling you are. It is an anomaly. If they open up the floodgates, not everybody going to get through those floodgates because again, it is an anomaly. When you look at the company we're talking about KG, we're talking about Kobe Bryant, we're talking about LeBron James. All of those guys have went on to be superstars. We not have had one guy come out of high school and got into the league and been a complete fucking bust or a headache or a problem child. Name one.
Kwame Brown,
I was about to say
Oh,
Eddie
Kwame Brown.
Curry,
Okay, I give you that one.
Eddie
He wasn't
Curry,
a headache.
Darius Miles. I
Okay.
mean, goddamn. I mean, listen, it's a
Okay,
Wasn't
pretty
I
long
Brandon
okay.
list.
Jennings
I ain't
Oh,
gonna
don't
lie
say
to
So hold
you.
on,
Malik
hold on. So
Beasley.
I'm
Don't
gonna
say
move the
Malik
goalpost.
Beasley.
I'm gonna say
No,
I'm
no, no.
gonna
I'm not
say
gonna say Malik
I'm gonna
Beasley
say
played
they
1 year at
didn't.
Kansas
Okay,
State, but
they
Darius
might have not
Miles
hit.
Michael Beasley, you mean,
fizzled
not
out.
Malik.
Eddie
Malik
Curry
Beasley still
fizzled
plays in
out.
the league.
Eddie
Okay, so
Curry
they might
fizzled
have
out.
not hit on
Kwame
them,
Brown, he played years as
bro,
a role player, but he wasn't. You
bro,
know,
they might have not hit on the
Matter of
player, but
fact, that's
they
a
wasn't
good
out there
example,
crashing
Breezy.
out.
If
you
Michael
gotta you
Beasley
gotta put Brandon
if
Jennings in
Michael
that convo
Beasley had
too.
stayed in school longer and got it might not maybe not Kansas State, I don't know. But if he had stayed in school longer, he may have matured better. And it's not a catch all for it, but he may have matured more and still been in the league. With his talent, he may be one of the greatest players to play because he spent that time in school.
So
I
we
think he's
just
one of
look
the
at it
best
differently.
college.
We
I
just
think he's
look
one of
at
the
it
best
differently,
college
Breeze.
players
If
I
whole
ever seen in
reason.
my
listen,
life.
we
I
can
ain't gonna
agree to
hold you.
disagree, right? Because you can look at it like I can look at it as like college is holding the player back. You could look at it as like, yo, those
But
couple
that
of
but
years is
that's that
helping the player. So we can
but
agree to disagree.
I don't understand how you
I,
can say that college is holding a player back when the evidence doesn't support that.
Because when we talk about getting young players, the NBA wants to get young raw talent as early as possible. We just
And
talked
that's a
about this.
mistake.
How?
I mean, this move anyway because they can't even draft players out of high school.
We
Anyway.
just
So
talked
that
about how
point
the
is
Euro League. We just talked
Yeah.
about how the Euro League is so ahead of us because young
You know
guys
what?
start early
And that's
professionally.
another thing. I didn't want to bring it
Yeah,
up.
but
The
all the
But
a
but
European.
lot of
now
them
we
a
talking
lot
about
of
in
them
the
Euro
Keep it
states.
100
players,
with you because I've
a lot
lived
of
in
them
Europe.
Euro players
Hold
are
on,
still
hold on, hold on,
teenagers
Lee. Hold
though.
on, Lee. The difference is the European culture is totally different than ours. Most of these players in our culture coming from single mom homes, single parent homes, all this bullshit. They haven't had proper tutelage. They played in AAU.
Bro, most of
Everything
these
catered
niggas
to
is
them.
Nepo
Hold
babies
on,
in the
hold
league
on, hold
now.
on, hold
That's a
on,
fact.
hold on. Huh?
I'm finished. Go ahead. Go ahead, Big Priest.
So when you're talking about a European player who has been in a more organized system, who has had both parents, who have had proper upbringing, all these things, it's different. These
Stop,
guys
Leak.
come up
Stop. You
in a different.
projecting, bro. You
I'm
You
not
projecting,
mean
bro.
like
projecting.
you
I'm
mean like
telling the
Dylan
truth. I've
Harper?
lived there.
You
I've lived
projecting,
through.
bro.
Okay.
It's
You
a
mean
lot of
you mean
Nepo
you mean
babies.
like you
It's a
mean
lot
like
of
Dylan
Nepo babies.
Harper?
Yeah,
You
like
mean
Dylan
like
Harper.
Paulo?
I'm not
Yeah.
talking about Dylan Harper. It's not a. It's not an end all. It's not. See, this is the thing. When I say something, it's not a catch all for everybody. Kobe Bryant had both of his parents, which is why he was more prepared.
Yeah,
I
It
don't
but
is.
think I
Priest, you
don't
can't
think
sit there
Yeah.
and say that
just because you
mostly
have a
all the
single
kids coming
parent
in
don't
the
mean that
league is
you can
coming
be
from
I
more
single
didn't
prepared.
say
parent
that.
homes either,
Everybody
though.
is not the same, but there is. All right. I go
Right.
off of probabilities and statistics. The
Okay.
probabilities and statistics support what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but
I
the
so
probability.
what is the statistics? But like so what's the first statistic that we going off of? Like so we going off of two parent households, bro, because a lot of these peyers that's getting drafted now come
Are
from
Nepo
NBA
babies.
families.
Yes, they're
They come
coming
from
from
NBA
athletes and shit.
families.
Hold on, real quick, Leaf. They're either coming from NBA players or they coming from some kind of athletic
Or
tutelage.
WNBA
That is
players
a
or something.
You
fact.
said
That's a
most of
fact.
them?
That's been
Yes.
coming out the past couple of years. Oh yeah, in
Yes.
this decade, yes,
Yes.
absolutely, absolutely.
Hold on. Hold on.
I'm
Hold
not
on.
talking
How long
about.
That's a
Blink
Okay,
said?
fact.
if you, I'm
Hold
not
on. Hold
talking
on.
about.
Hold on.
If
How
you
long
talking about a
Blink
guy
said?
You
against,
know
LeBron
how
got
many
no dad.
juniors
He
you
the
got in the
best.
league, bro?
I'm not talking about. See, y'all. Okay,
No,
y'all
no.
take
But
a
I
hold
guy
do
on.
think
like
there's
Dylan Harper.
outliers
Listen.
though.
Y'all
Listen. No,
take
no,
a
no.
It's
guy like
always gonna
Dylan
Listen.
be
Harper.
outliers, but what we trying to say is not the same league as yesterday's league where everybody come from a single parent household and they grew up in the
I
Right.
think
project.
the single
Like it's
parent
not
Right.
like
No,
household
that.
but
was
hold on,
last
hold on,
decade,
hold on,
bro.
hold on, hold on. What I'm saying is, I know with not taking anything away from Big Priest's point about AAU basketball, but because basketball has become global, became a bigger sport everywhere, including here. There's a lot more money put into basketball, i.e., trainers, uh,
Facts.
camps, all of these different things that people invest in for their child to be better at basketball. And I'm saying that,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? I'm saying that to say that's going to be a thing that's going to continue to grow. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they do feel like they got to keep up with a Dylan Harper who probably got a basketball court in his backyard. And, you know what I'm saying? These players that got basketball courts in their front yard, that's why they got stories of Malawat. They said Malawat used to walk 10 miles to go play basketball. It's like, it sounds funny, but these is true stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the availability to play basketball is becoming different now. And I'm just saying all of this to tie it up and not because I got to close the show in a minute is basically that opportunities is always going to be there for national and international players. Some of it is who you know. Even at Diego at the men, he knew Andre Karolico, I believe. He knew somebody
Hmm.
in the NBA. So to the
AK
point of
47.
you to the you not everything ain't nepotism, but you do know somebody that knows somebody that's in the NBA that was in the NBA. Trust me, Andre Karolico used all his connections to get him into BYU. And I'm not saying he got him to the Brooklyn Nets, but he definitely got him to BYU. Definitely had something to do with him getting in the draft, probably even being in the top 10 in the first place. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And we gotta expect that as fans. They're
It's a
gonna,
mixture of everything, though. It's a
yeah,
mixture of
yeah.
everything.
I think
See,
But
it's a
my whole point. Let
65%.
me let me
with
close out
real
65%
because
of
I
quick,
the
ain't
when
get
you
league,
to
talk
bro, is
about
I
when
ain't
you
connections,
get to
look at
bro.
really
a lot of
finish.
these
I just
when you look at a lot of these basketball players that's up and coming nowadays, and Leaf is
mm,
talking facts. A lot of them have been bred since they were young. They have gotten the right trainers. They come from athletic parents who were probably in the NFL or the NBA or some type of professional athletic tutelage. It is a fact. Look it up. Now, I'm not
That's
saying
No,
what
there's
it's
no,
not
just
you're
how
outliers.
absolutely
I'm
right.
not saying there's not outliers and there's not different
it's
people
it's
from
it's
all.
some stars that still come from one family households, but
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
in this decade, bro, you could probably count on two hands, bro. Like
No,
if
I,
it,
I get, I
That
get
was
what
my
what
he.
point.
I
I
was
was just
saying
that
is
was the
because
point I was trying to say.
I was
Like,
just saying, and I wasn't. I'm saying the culture overseas is different than the culture here. Them players, or even not
That's
Joker,
true.
was not catered to when he was coming up playing. He had to go through the growing pains. When you get a guy like a Jalen Green who just went straight through AAU, you think what coach you think questioned him or coached him hard on his way to the NBA? That's what I was talking about. These guys, when you go to college, Coach K is gonna don't give a damn what your name is. He's gonna coach you just like he coached Grant Hill, just like he coached all the
Right.
other great players that he's had. These players are not prepared physically and mentally for the league. And I stand on that. And it's been proven. You don't have to
Mm.
agree with me about how they came up and bred and all this stuff, but they have not been physically and mentally prepared for the NBA. That's why European players are taking over.
but I think that's what Joey was talking about in terms of the outliers. In terms for every Jalen Green, there's an Ant. For every other
Even
player,
Ant
there's a
is not
Paulo
mature.
or whatever.
I'm
I mean,
Ant is
yeah,
not
but
mature.
I mean, he doesn't have both parents, right?
Yeah,
Which
but
could play a part
And
in which
only
could
got
play
yeah,
a
yeah,
and
part
only
in
got
that.
his mom's. But I mean, and Zion only got his mom's, but he did have
listen,
Coach K for a year, and
listen,
yeah, I mean, it's players that had Coach K, bro, and they listen. I just blame that shit on Duke, bro. I don't think Duke
No,
process is
Duke.
built to
But see,
last in
yeah,
the
this is the
league.
listen.
thing.
I
But you
get,
know what messed up? Because Duke didn't used to take one and done players.
yeah.
True,
Hold on, I get what.
that's true.
Let me close. I'm just trying to close out the show. I gotta clip this specific show up, bro. Like it's just too much good content for me not to clip up. Listen, watch for y'all clips. Trust me, you know what I'm saying. The AI be clipping it up to where everybody speaks, but probably besides Easy on this show, fucking up that chopped cheese. Know what I mean? Shout out to my guy Easy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Netorious, Big Priest, Brooklyn LM, Ice Leaf. Shout out to all the Nets fans. We the best fans. Shout out to all the new subscribers, all the day ones. Big homie hotline bling, JP Liberty, Claude Smith. Too many to mention right now. And again, thank you, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be back with more content really soon. Nets fans is the best fans. Peace out.